Okay, welcome everyone. I'd like to call to order the 12th meeting, the last meeting of 2025 for the Council of the Town of Clyde Park. First is our second public hearing on the proposed water rate structure change. So this is the second and final opportunity to share comments on that, and then council, you will be making a decision on what where we're gonna land on those things, and we will then approve the resolution, and hopefully it'll go in effect on January 1st. So I'm opening the public hearing on the proposed water rate structure change. Stacy, can you share with us and just summarize the resolution?
I can. I also have the other slideshow up if y'all
Yeah.
needed to see that.
Yeah. I think it'd be good to just revisit that briefly.
Right, 2 seconds. Okay, so quickly, the resolution, um,
Make it bigger.
I can. Is it better?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so what they're looking at is on Exhibit A, they're going to make the decision on the base monthly gallon allowance for the 3/4 inch water line. Reduce the number of gallons included in the base monthly rate from 4,000 to either 3,000 or 2,000 gallons. They'll also be looking at the base monthly gallon allowance for the 1.5 inch water line. Reduce the number of gallons included in the base monthly rate from 16,000 gallons to either 12,800 gallons, or if they decide something different. 3, overage rates for all meter sizes. Establish a new overage rate charge of either $5 per 1,000 gallons over or $7 per 1,000 gallons over. And 4, monthly well lot fee. Increase the monthly well lot fee from $19.43 to either $23 or what they decide.
Okay, very good.
And you can read the resolution later if you'd like.
Okay, and there you go.
Okay, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so briefly, we'll just read over this real quick. Review the proposed updates to the water rate structure, receive the public input before the final adoption. Goals, fairness, conservation, and long-term financial sustainability. The current water rate structure base rate of the 3/4 inch meter or line is $77.91, and it includes presently 4,000 gallons. The overage charge presently is $1.92 per 1,000 gallons above the base. The well lot fee is currently $19.43 per month. The proposed changes are exactly what we just talked about. The base rate remains $77.91 per month, but a 3/4 inch meter reduces the gallons from 4,000 to 3,000 or 2,000, an 1.5 inch line from 16,000 to 13,000 or 12,800. Overage is either $5 or $7 per 1,000 gallons above the base. Well lot fee increased from $19.43 to $23 per month. This matters because keeping the base rate at $77.91 protects most households. Reducing included gallons makes the system fairer for the majority of the residents. Higher volume users will contribute proportionally more to the water system maintenance. We went over last time the October 2025 residential usage snapshot showed that usage by the 3,000 gallon threshold, 32.5% used more than 3,000 gallons, and 67.5% used less than 3,000 gallons in the month of October. When we looked at it from November 2024 to November 2025, the 3,000 gallon mark was 61.59% of the people in town used less than 3,000 gallons, and 38.41% used more than 3,000 gallons. 40.24% used less than 2,000 gallons, and 59.76% of people used more than 2,000 gallons. Examples of what the water bill would look like if you were using 4,000 gallons. If it was the proposed 3,000 gallon at $5 per additional, your bill would be $82.91 a month instead of $77.91. If it was the proposed 3,000 gallons at $7 per thousand overage, it would be $84.91, and so on and so forth up. Proposed bills for 2,000 gallon base. If you used 4,000 gallons, currently it's still $77.91 at the $5 per thousand over. That is supposed to be a 3. I apologize. Per 3,000 gallons would be $87.91, and per 3,000 gallons at $7 would be $91.91. Impact on the revenue and sustainability. Current projected annual revenue of $179,820 for the years, with the proposed structures at the 3,000 gallon at 5 would be $190,772. The 3,000 gallon at $7 per thousand overage is $195,152. 2,000 gallons at $5 per thousand overage is $196,542, and with 2,000 gallons at $7 at the thousand over is $203,231. The community, we've already gone over that. The community impact, low to average users would have little to no change in monthly bills. The high usage would have a moderate increase based on actual use. Funds are dedicated to the system, reliability, and upgrades. And these were common questions that we were asked. Why not raise the base rate? Because it wouldn't be fair to those that haven't changed their water usage in many years. What if I use under 3,000 gallons? There will be no change to your bill. Or if they vote on the 2,000, there would be no change to your bill if you used under 2,000. The options were chosen. The council reviewed the overall water usage data across the community. Majority of households in Clyde Park use around 3,000 gallons or less per month, so it didn't seem fair to raise everyone's base rate equally. Instead, the goal was to protect low usage households while asking higher usage customers to pay a little more towards the cost of maintaining the system. This approach balances fairness, conservation, and sustainability. What does the added revenue support? Operations, maintenance, debt obligations, and reserves. As we heard in the last month's meeting, the pipes that need to replace, the leaks that we have, and the maintenance of the reservoirs and wells. How can I comment? Please speak up tonight. We're no longer accepting written comments to the office. And that's about it. Does anyone have any questions?
Okay, I'll open up the public comment period. Anybody have? Becca, please stand up to the podium.
What did you guys decide at 2,000 or 3,000?
Haven't yet.
Okay.
No. Please say your name and.
Okay, sorry, Becca Pinson, 406 Lateral.
Thank you.
I just wanted to see because I was like, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, that's one of the decisions to be made tonight.
Okay. So speaking on that, so are we gonna punish the grandma who waters her yard by lowering the water? Or the flowers? Can we keep it at 3,000?
If that's the decision that's to be made, so go ahead and and
I'm
fill
just saying,
that out with your thoughts on that.
so 2,000 gallons is not that much water. Family of 4 uses more than 2,000 gallons, which half the town is over a family of 4. And then you got the little grandma who waters her yard or plants her garden, who's gonna get punished if we lower less than 3,000 gallons. Like my little neighbor who loves her green yard, but she can't afford it if you lower it less.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Anyone else?
Carol Armenrood, 106 4th Street East. I agree. I think 3,000 is a good limit. I live by myself and I use probably about 1,500 gallons a month, so I can imagine bigger families. My opinion would be to keep it at 3,000 and then the $5 overage instead of the $7 would be my preference, so.
Thank you for your comments and welcome, Councilman.
Thank you. There's my neighbor.
Am I sharing it to you?
No, sit right there.
Yeah, Laura Lee.
Hi, Laura Lee Rolando, 59 O'Halloran in Wilsell. Business address is 408 First Avenue North in Clyde Park.
Thank you.
I have a question about who is eligible to run for council. We have gone through this with my husband.
Hold one moment. This is the public comment period on the proposed water rate change.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
when we get into the actual meeting, we'll have that open comment period and we can address that.
Okay, I will sit right here.
Thank you. Anyone else? Any comments on the proposed water rate change? Any other comments? Hi, John. We're doing the proposed water rate change second hearing. And open comment period. Third call for any more comments. Do we have anyone more online, Stacy? Doesn't look
I
like
don't
it.
see anyone and there's no one waiting to be let in.
Okay, all right. Well, I will close the open comment period for the public hearing on the water rate structure. So council, time for your deliberation.
I think we should go to 3,000 gallons.
Mm-hmm.
And my opinion is the $7 for the overage, because that's what this whole thing is about, is we need the revenue to upgrade our water system. And if you're gonna go over, step up and pay the extra $2 a thousand.
I'd agree with that. I mean, it's I mean, when you look at the graphics tell the whole story, you know, I mean, almost 70% of the people are under 3,000 gallons. So 3,000 seems reasonable. I don't know if I saw a graphic on the 1.5 inch line as far as who's going over that. However, if we kind of stay consistent, we're talking about reducing the 16,000 gallons to 12,800. That's 20%. And then the monthly well lot fee, we're going to increase it 20%. So, you know, it just kind of keeps it consistent. And then, yeah, my vote is for the $7 overage, because I mean, it's $2. And it's those little increments that it doesn't seem like $2 doesn't seem like the biggest deal. I'm not going to speak for everyone else, but I think that's reasonable. And it's those little $2 increments that are what's going to build up, like Roger said, the reserve, the maintenance costs. And so that's my take.
And there again, it's
May-
the 3,000.
May I comment about the 1.5 inch line, please?
Yeah, please.
The reason you didn't hear comment on that was we only have 2 people or 2 lines in town that are 1.5 inches. And one of them goes over a whole lot and the other one never even reaches the limit. So it's 50-50 straight across the board.
Yep.
Okay.
And $7 for 1,000 gallons of water, that's pretty reasonable still.
I would vote for $5, but I'm only saying that to get my voice out there. because like she said, the little ladies can't maybe afford the 7, but it is only $2 a month. They only go over by 1,000, so,
Yeah. You know, take a shorter shower,
yeah.
you know, and with it
On
being
the-
$6, it'll, I mean, if it's really hurting somebody, they'll be more serving water.
Can y'all see the screen, the difference between the 5 and the 7?
So,
Yeah, and if you look at the end of the year revenue with, by going $7 compared to $5, what is about $5,000 difference? It goes into the coffer for the
Yeah.
3,000, yeah, just for almost $5,000 difference goes into the money that will be, that we're gonna be spending, because well, we need $3 million or something to upgrade the whole system.
Eventually,
So,
3 to 5.
yeah, we're gonna have to start we might as well start getting the money now.
Well,
That's a hell of a lot better than floating a big bond issue and everything else
yeah,
later.
we've got debt to pay down too.
And yeah, we got debt, cause all them years of just paying interest and not paying principal.
Hi, Josh.
The well lot fee, 23.
Hmm?
The well lot 3, 23.
Yeah,
it's actually less than a 20% increase. But it's an even number, so.
Mhm.
On the water rate resolution page, the exhibit A, in the 1.5 inch line, the numbers that I showed you were per 13,000 gallons or 12,800.
well, 200 gallons difference between 12.8 and 13.
Right. It's just, I have to be technical about it because of the intent resolution that was written and signed.
So what are we gonna do, the 12,000, 12?
Well,
Well-
12,800 gallons is, 20% less than what we currently have at 16,000 gallons. So you have one person who's using less, or one line that's using less than that 12.8, and one line that's using more than that 12.8. So,
That's correct.
we're reducing everyone in town's base 4,000. So it only seems to me fair to reduce the 1.5 line by a similar percentage. To stay consistent with this conservation and, again, $2 a difference a month if you go over, which 70%, almost 70% aren't going over when we didn't have this. So to me, it just makes total sense when you look at the graphics. And I would encourage, after we vote on this, to look at those graphics again in 6 months. I mean, we can change that, this can change or sooner, but those graphics for me really tell the story. Do we need to vote? Are we gonna vote or?
We need to vote on the resolution. So, sorry, the open
Oh,
comment period. If you want to write it down, you can print it in. Okay.
Right, do we make a motion to vote now?
The resolution needs read.
Oh, okay,
I could read it if you want.
sure.
A resolution of the Town Council of the Town of Clyde Park, Montana, adopting a new water rate structure by reducing the number of gallons included in the base rate, establishing new overage rates, and increasing the monthly well lot fee. Whereas the Town of Clyde Park owns and operates a municipal water system, and whereas the town has historically paid for the operation, repair, maintenance, and replacement of the system through revenues collected from monthly user charges. And whereas the town council has determined that simply raising the base rate would not be the fairest approach to water billing, as it would increase costs equally for all customers regardless of usage. And whereas the council therefore finds that modifying the rate structure by reducing the gallons included in the base rate, adjusting the overage rate, and increasing the well lot fee better promotes fairness, encourages conservation, and provides sufficient revenue to maintain the system. And whereas 2 public hearings were held after proper notice, as required by section 69(7)(111) Montana Code Annotated, to consider the proposed changes to the water rate structure. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the town council of the town of Clyde Park as follows. Section 1, adoption. The town hereby adopts the water rate structure as set forth in ordinance number 481 and attached hereto as Exhibit A. Section 2, the purpose. The purpose of this resolution is to ensure fairness among users, encourage conservation, and provide adequate revenues for the continued operation, maintenance, repair, and replacement of the municipal water system. Section 3, effective date. This resolution shall become effective immediately upon passage and approval.
And then y'all need to vote on the decisions that you're gonna make for Exhibit A and then vote on the resolutions.
So number 1, 3,000 gallons.
Yeah, I say 3,007.
Okay. So number 2, 12.8 for the 1.5 inch
And 7.
and 7 for overage rate on all meter sizes. And a monthly well lot fee of $23.
Right.
I make a motion that we approve the resolution number 42 with Exhibit A as just stated.
Motion made,
I'll second it.
motion seconded, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries.
If someone could circle what you've decided or write in if necessary and before the signatures are applied, please.
Luann is on it.
Lay down. Don't lay down.
We have to initial the front page.
Yeah, it looks like there's 2 places for council to sign.
There's some more on the front.
Underneath too.
Okay.
Can I make a comment, Mayor? While we keep saying, and you read that resolution and it says, oh, the council thought and the council had a lot to do this, but I do think the credit is due toward, you and Stacy kind of coming up with this and spearheading this plan, Stacy.
100%.
So I just want that to be on record that, I think this was a really good idea and a lot of thought was put into it.
Mhm.
And so
Thank you.
Brian.
Thank you.
Okay. So this closes the public hearing on the proposed water rate structure change. Does anybody need to take a short break? Stand up and stretch? Are we ready to move into the public meeting or the council meeting?
I'm good.
All good, all right. All right, so we're now calling to order the council meeting. And let's begin with a roll call. Luann?
Roger Chandler,
Here.
Brian Eckenrod,
President,
James Walsh,
Still
Dave
absent.
Saracen, and Teresa Sari.
Here.
Mayor Wiley,
Here.
CSO Bo Danish, Deputy Clerk Wambar here, and Clerk Treasurer State,
Whoever that is, Stacy Bill.
Here.
Hills.
All right, let us all stand and say the pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of
United States of
America,
America.
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. I will also remind you of our town meeting creed. We are all in this together. We will treat one another with respect and dignity. We will allow differences of opinion and consider opposing viewpoints with an open mind. We will not raise our voices or speak abusively to or about one another. We will be silent while another is speaking. We will be mindful of others and stop what we're doing when asked to do so. We will silence our cell phones and be attentive. We will consider the good of all in everything we do, and we will be kind to one another. Okay. Now I will open the visitor comments on non-agenda items. Orly,
Does that mean?
that's you. State your name and address again. It's for the recording.
Laura Lira Lando. My home residence is 59 O'Halloran in Will South. My business residence is 408 First Avenue North in Clyde Park. I have basically a question I would like answered. I am finding difficulty in the answer of my husband or I am not able to run for an office, for a council office in Clyde Park, Norwell South, due to where we live. And yet we own a business in Clyde Park and still are unable to run for a position. I'm sure that must be wrong. I was looking up a little bit of research and I did find something that said you had to have lived in Clyde Park for a year, not currently live in Clyde Park. So I would like an answer to what is clear, who can run, who can't. Do they live here? Do they just get mail here? That's a big problem.
Thank you
So,
for your comments.
Thank you.
Council,
Any comment on that?
would you like to?
I have a
make
comment.
question,
Oh,
or-
I have a comment, no question.
Okay,
Can I make that comment?
it's your meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're always looking for people on planning board, and one of the things that we need is somebody who has a business interest inside Clyde Park, but lives outside of Clyde Park, so they would help fill that need. So
Excellent.
we don't make very many big decisions, but it is a place where you can come and help us work on the
Yeah.
town.
Yeah,
Actually, we're gonna be doing growth
Huge.
policy soon.
yes, huge.
You're welcome.
Stacy?
May I comment? First off, I would love for people who own businesses to be able to run for council, but live just outside of town. I worked hard to find this in the system when we had people interested in doing just that. There was a bill several years ago that went through that's tried to change that, but unfortunately, we found out later that that bill did not pass through state. So in short, the answer is that Montana's rule for municipal candidates sits in the MCA 744401. And it says that a town council candidate must be a resident for at least 60 days before an election. They must live within the municipality they want to serve. Business ownership, property ownership, or having an office there does not count as residency.
May I make a comment?
Yes.
Council?
I would just like to say that this rule will, I know, affect how I donate to the town of Clyde Park. Just as a future
So
rule making, definitely will.
I,
Unfortunately, this is not our rule. This is the state of Montana. The MCA codes are specifically written by Montana.
the legislature,
Yeah, and that is for as you feedback for that.
yeah, so we have to follow, we have our codes, but they can't be in contradiction to the MCA's.
I totally understand.
I feel your pain, but we would really love to, as Teresa suggested, we have other great things.
Everything to do would be get a hold of our representative. Talk to him about getting
Yeah.
to put on the bill.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm that interested, but I appreciate that.
Anyone
It
else have?
has been on the bill many times. It just has not yet passed.
Yeah, go ahead, Becca.
Becca, 406 Lathrow. What question one is, why weren't the new council seats advertised or open? And question two, aren't we supposed to nominate for those positions, just not pick somebody?
No, it's the mayor's. It's the mayor's job to appoint.
So why not see who's interested? Because you didn't put it out there to the city to see if anybody wanted to do it.
It's yes, we could do that, but we have two people who ran and ran passionately to see,
Three people, right?
well, three, yeah.
Mhm.
And so it's my choice, but the council approved. But we hear you, we hear your comments.
So it's almost like you're stacking the council to who you want and not who the town would like.
No. I'm sorry you feel that way.
I'm not the only one. Question number two is, having a married couple on the council, isn't that kind of like having the Hartman deal? Where you have mom and son, husband and wife, that's kind of like the Hartman, it kind of goes against basically morals of Clyde Park because of all the stuff that's happened having that.
Counselor, are you okay if we continue to answer these questions? It's your meeting. Typically in the open comment period, we don't give direct answers, but it's up to you. I can answer this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's I'm sorry.
go ahead.
I think it's very important to address the whole Hartman issue. Very, very important. Can I make a comment on that?
It's your meeting.
Okay,
Go ahead.
okay. No, I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't want to step on your toes because I know you're gonna say something, but as council members, we are in charge of the code books and making decisions that directly address the codes. The situation that happened before that is we had a person who was hired by a family member. And they were in the executive position and the financial position. So that's where we got in trouble, and he should never have been hired. We had another situation come up recently where we had a family member apply for a job and we turned him down because they were related to somebody in the executive position. So we are protecting ourselves from that. Absolutely. If two people on the council are are at home or out and about, they can talk about anything. It's not a quorum. I'm friends with them. I won't be meeting with them in the next 4 years because that constitutes quorum.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, you look at husband and wives. I mean, my husband's on my team no matter what. Your husband and wives are on your team no matter what. I could be wrong, my husband's still gonna be on my team.
Yeah.
I
So
just want to jump, so we don't spend a lot of time going over it because we don't have a lot of option. We looked into this and talked to the elections people, so on and so forth. There is no rule whatsoever about a husband and wife serving in an official position together. Nothing. It can be. In terms of the Hartman situation, that was nepotism. There is a state law against nepotism, but it only applies to employment.
it still looks bad on the town.
For sure, but that also is kind of not giving the people involved um, the respect that they are adults and intelligent and have the ability to make those judgments. And they are making the commitment and they know what the rules are. It's up to us, the people, to keep an eye on things, right? And so if there is a situation that it seems like they're acting against what their roles require of them, come and talk to me. That's my job.
It's also our job, it's also our job as council members to balance this each other out.
Thank you for coming, Lori.
If we find that we think they're acting against our council bylaws, because we do have bylaws on how we're supposed to behave, we can call a point of order and call that. Mayor can address it. So that's our job as well.
It kind of sounds like it won't happen though.
Why?
Because every time somebody brings up an issue, everybody gets upset. So I'm telling you now, the town has an issue with a husband and wife being on the council team, 1. 2, they didn't know they were voting on a husband and wife. They thought just 2 positions were to be filled, not 3. And that's what the voting ballot made it look like. Because usually there's voting here, here, and here. So it made it look like you were voting on 2 positions for the council, not 3. So the 3rd position should have been reopened up when you saw the voting ballots was wrong. For another position for another person to be on the council.
So to explain that, there are 2 full positions, the full 4 years, that are rotating off in a normal fashion. They go on the ballot. If you went to the election website, it said there were 3 positions that were open for the town of Clyde Park, but the 3rd one is not an elected position. Because it's filling an unfilled term. And now the 4th one will be filling an unfilled term. Those are not elected positions. Those are appointments made by the mayor with the approval of the council.
And to your credit, those 2 positions that weren't filled, we didn't even have that, we hadn't made that decision by election time.
No, the 3rd position, yes.
The
that
3rd.
was-
So, I mean,
because Dave he needed to put in his oath of nomination to be on the ballot to fill that unfilled term, and he did not put in that oath of nomination.
and when I started on the council, my first term, I came in similar to this situation and was filling a term. And I mean, my other comment is related to this, but this is the first time in 5 years that I've seen any interest in town council, anyone even taking a role in it. And so when there was a vacant position, which I saw on the door, I came in and I was appointed by Bob and the council, and there was no public vote. There was no, because it had to be filled. And this is just maintaining that integrity of how it works. When there's a vacancy that's not planned or due to a end of term, that's how it filled. I mean, that's how it was filled with Bob. It wasn't you, it was another mayor and a different council, and it's just the same way it's being done now.
Yeah.
So, first time I ran, got elected. Second time I ran, nobody ran against me. County kept my $35 buck, $35 though, they wouldn't give that back. Because we didn't even have an election. But this husband and wife thing, if a husband and wife, they'll sit there and you can't tell me they're not gonna sit there and discuss the town stuff.
Right.
And when vote time comes, if he doesn't vote the way she thinks he should, there's a pretty good chance he'll sleep on the couch.
That's making a pretty.
Number 2, well, I got the floor. Number 2, you appointing Parker, he's also your employee. Is he going to vote for his paycheck or is he going to vote for the best of the town?
Again, you
Well-
are assuming a lot about the person,
You know,
and it is up to the individual, just like you.
Yeah,
It is up to the individual, and I think as adults, as intelligent people, emotionally intelligent people, we are not being fair to them by making comments like this, immediately
People are people.
assuming, yes, they are people. But they're not always what you think they are, or what you think they are, or anybody thinks they are. I understand the concern. This is actually later on the agenda, so I would like to continue this conversation when we get to that part of the agenda.
I just have, so right here, you guys posted on the website. When a vacancy occurs in any elected office, the position is considered open and subject to nomination. An election at the next general election in the same manner as an election of any other person holding the same office. So I mean, that's in the town's thing.
Yeah,
It has to be nominated, not just appointed. That's in the town.
Yes, I'm nominating that.
That means I can nominate, he can nominate, she can nominate, not just you nominate.
and if we wait for the next election, it will be 4 years, and if we leave a position open. Because we had this happen when Dave was appointed, the election office called up Bob Queen and said. You either need to fill that position, or you need to change your charter to have 4 people. As your council members,
I do
so
know
we
somebody
cannot
like
leave that
on the
open.
council.
Huh?
I do know somebody.
Oh, you do?
Why
Yes.
didn't they run?
They didn't know it was gonna be open, and when it was time to run, they didn't live here at the time long enough. But now they did.
Well, in 2 years. Cause these
I'll be up in 2
unfilled
years.
positions, and 3, actually.
Is it 3? That was 2 years.
Well, no, 3 positions.
Yeah,
will
3
be up in-
positions.
She's open in
Two
2.
don't to nominate for this.
Let's, I'm sorry, but yes, since this is, on the agenda further on,
Yep.
let's continue. In the meantime, I know Stacy's, digging in on this right now. No, back to Kristen. All right, are there any other comments, for the open comment period? This is anything not on the agenda. Richard, could
It's
you,
just kind of,
do you
yeah,
mind stepping?
Yeah, I
Or is that too
yeah,
difficult?
I'm gonna
It's,
use my walker. But
it's for the, I'm sorry, it's for the recording.
What's that?
Our meetings are now recorded and
No,
shared
that's
publicly.
all right.
So we need the
I just
camera.
pathetically slow to get paid B, but I can do
Quite all right.
it.
State your name and your address, please.
My name is Richard Swees. I don't know why I think I'm talking into the microphone. Richard Swees, and my address is 107 Fifth Street East. Basically, I just wanted to make a comment on the water. I would love to have an 1.5-inch line running on my property, but I would expect that if I had that 1.5-inch line, that I would be paying my due amount of water usage that I use, period. So whatever it is you guys decide the water rate should be, no matter how many gallons you need to use, that's what you should be paying per gallon, period.
Thank
That's
you.
my 2 cents on it. And I want you guys to give me water for free, but that's never happened. So.
Thank you, Richard. Are there any other comments for the non-agenda items? Last call, any other comments for non-agenda items?
Am I allowed to comment on one of the things Becca said, please?
That I want
Not about the married, the appointment.
right.
Okay, I'll wait.
That's for later on the agenda, though. We're
Mhm.
gonna be discussing.
fine.
Are you okay? Wait till then?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. All right, so we are closing the public comment period on non-agenda items. Minutes, and we will have the deputy clerk Luann read.
It's a long one.
If you get tired of the middle of it, hand it over.
Okay.
Okay. This is for the minutes of the Town of Clyde Park Town Council meeting minutes dated November 12th, 2025 at 7 p.m. here at Clyde Park Town Hall. Call to order and pledge of allegiance. Mayor Wiley called the regular meetings of the town council of Clyde Park to order and reconvened following the PER and water rate public hearing.
Luann, I'll interrupt you. We do have minutes from the PER and the water rate hearing, but we're just gonna reference those online. If you want to see them, you can go to the website.
Thank you. Roll call, council members present, James Walsh, Dave Saracen, Teresa Sari, Brian Eckenrod, Roger Chandler. Staff present, Mayor Sydney Wiley, Clerk Treasurer Stacy Mills via Zoom, Deputy Clerk Luann Blythe, CSO Water Operator Bo Danish. Several community members present and signed in. Public comment on non-agenda items. Mayor Wiley opened the floor for public comment on items not on the agenda. No public comment was received. The public comment period was closed. Approval of October 2025 meeting minutes. Deputy Clerk Luann Barr read the draft minutes on the October 8th, 2025 regular council meeting. Public comment. Carla Williams noted that a site permit of 4504 East Avenue had been voted on in October, but that address did not appear on the version of the agenda she had printed from the website. She referenced advice from the town attorney regarding open meetings and the posting requirements. Staff and council discussed the difference between the website version and the final agenda at the meeting. Clerk Mills stated that the updated final agenda at Town Hall did include the item and that changes can occur after initial posting. Council discussed the timing of legality of agenda changes and agreed staff will ensure that final agendas are posted consistently, Town Hall and website. No changes were requested to the wording of the October meeting minutes. Council member Teresa Sari moved to approve the October 8th, 2025 meeting minutes as presented. Councilman member Roger Chandler seconded. Vote all in favor, motion carried. Mayor's report. Mayor Wiley reported on the following: attendance at the Montana League of Cities and Towns annual conference and the Montana Recreation and Parks Week. Progress on an inventory of the fire hall completed by CSO English. Information will be forwarded to the town attorney to support and an interlocal agreement with Clyde Park Rural Fire Department District. Congratulations to newly elected council members Carol Unner and Russell Perk. The new council vacancy will be filled by mayoral appointment for council consent. Swearing in of newly elected appointed council members is scheduled for the December 10th, 2025 meeting. Animal and business license renewals are due by December 31st. Cats recently registered do not need re-registration. Plans for a free pet portrait registration event at Town Hall. Photographer to be determined. Speed signs installed on First Street at both ends of the school. Reduced speed zone. Additional striping is planned, weather permitting. At Glenn's Market, work is underway on the back alley food bank. Donations of funds and labor are welcome. The town has been invited by Park County Emergency Services to participate in an application for remaining ARPA funds to extend broadband to Town Hall under the BEAD program. A winter community event, the Frosty Frolic Street Gathering, Music Chili Cocoa Street Games, is being discussed with Glenn's and other local partners for January, weather permitting. Reminder of the special public hearing on Sunnyside Meadow subdivision scheduled for Wednesday, November 19th, 2025 at 7 p.m. at Town Hall. Department and committee reports. CSO Water Operator Bo Danish. Will reported additional yield signs and handicap parking signs have been installed. Some signage is still pending on the west side of town. Spring box maintenance has improved flows, clearing routes, increased production by approximately 12 to 24 GPM. He is working with Great West to locate a contractor for possible camera and cleaning work on the spring line. Water quality remains good and all recent bacterial bacteriological tests have passed. Investigated an incident where game carcasses were left on the ground at solid waste site rather than being properly placed in the bins, leading to dogs chewing on them and potential health sanitation issues. Reported that the flagpole light is failing and needs replacement. He recommended a solar fixture that directs light upward onto the flag, minimal spillover to neighbors. Council generally agreed this option is appropriate. Council thanked Bo for his work. No formal motion taken. Solid Waste Board Report, Councilor Dave Sarazin. Councilor Sarazin reported Park County Solid Waste is exploring the installation of compactors at certain sites, including Chico, to control windblown trash, reduce bear conflicts, add on site staff to monitor waste acceptance. Compactors may allow better control of prohibited items, mattresses, furniture, etc. Timeline depends on grant funding, possibly there. A question was raised about the walk-through gate at the local site being locked on Sundays. Council noted that this is driven largely by wildlife fair considerations. No action. Planning Board report, Councilor Teresa Sari highlights Jacobson property on 4th Street may proceed as a boundary adjustment rather than a full subdivision pending surveyor availability. The planning board held a public hearing on the Sunnyside Meadow subdivision. The board voted to recommend preliminary plat approval to the town council with certain conditions, including written confirmation of fire protection service from Clyde Park Rural Fire District, clarifications to finding of fact, law enforcement provided by Park County Sheriff, fire by Clyde Park Rural. Noted that 2 to 3 planning board positions will expire at the end of December. Volunteers are encouraged to apply. Report received, no action taken at this meeting. Sunnyside will be addressed at the November 19th hearing. Cemetery Board report. Mayor Wiley read the Cemetery Board minutes from the November 6, 2025 meeting. Chair Marcia Leffingwell, key points. The board is coordinating with the FFA program at the school to design and fabricate a highway directional sign to the cemetery. The FFA will donate materials. Application submitted to Crazy Mountain Ranch for grant funding. Follow-up pending. Exploring grant possibilities through the Park County Community Foundation. A letter of intent will be submitted when the new forms are available. Contact with Goose Ridge Monument regarding adding names to the Veterans Memorial. $100 per veteran. Families must provide name, rank, badge, conflict, and any special inscription. The town purchased a CD for approximately $6,000 with SE Free Cemetery funds that matures in early February 2026. Work continues on mapping and marking the Catholic section of the cemetery, layout, plot sizes, access area. Board is interested in younger volunteers and ideas like a community cemetery walk and road improvements. Cemetery plot fee increased to $150 per plot is now in effect as approved in the October council meeting. Next cemetery board meeting, January 7th, 2026 at 9 a.m. at Town Hall. Report received. Treasurer's report and claims. Clerk Treasurer Stacy Mills presented the November 2025 Treasurer's report. Utility billing, October usage, 207 accounts billed for $16,350.65. Receipts on the time of report printing, $6,975. Now higher as more payments have received. Arrived. General checking previous balance $152,274. Debits $36,146.13. Credits $27,309.04. Ending balance at report time $143,437.87. Clerk Mills confirmed that employee wages and payroll checks are again being fully itemized in the claims list as requested by Councilor Chandler. No questions were raised regarding individual names. EMS Pay online payment update. Stacy reported. The new Nuvei BMS Pay online payment system is now live for water utility payments. A pay water bill button is available on the town website, directing customers to the citizen portal. Customers may use quick pay with a web ID printed on bills or available from office staff, or create a login to view account history, usage, and set auto pay and text pay. Animal and business licenses are still processed through the prior online system until website pages are updated and those items transition. Council expressed support and appreciation for the added convenience. Motion, Council Member Roger Chandler moved to approve the treasurer's report and claims as presented. Council Member Brian Eckenrod seconded. Vote all in favor, motion carries. Parks and Recreation. Mayor continues pursuing grant opportunities for sports court and holiday park events. No new decisions were made at this meeting. Unfinished business. Proposed roundabout concept highway town intersection. Council revisited the roundabout discussion initially brought forward by Council Chandler. Councilor Chandler has not yet prepared to present cost estimate and drawings. Council agreed to table the matter until he can provide more detailed information. Motion, Councilmember Teresa Sari moved to table the roundabout discussion until the December 2025 meeting. Councilmember Dave Saracen seconded. Vote all in favor, motion carried. New business, recall process discussion, MCA review. Councilor Roger Chandler requested discussion of the Montana recall statutes and whether the town needed a separate resolution or ordinance. Mayor Wiley provided copies of relevant MCA sections and noted that the town code already references state law for recall procedures. Council acknowledged that a recall may be initiated by citizen petition, meeting the statutory signature thresholds. Final decision rests with voters on a special election. Consensus, no additional town resolution is required at this time. The town will follow MCA procedures as written. No motion taken. Payroll transparency, employee wages and claims. Councilor Chandler's earlier request was to ensure employee wages appear clearly on the claims approval list. Clerk Mills reported that this has been corrected and that the wages are now fully shown again in the claims detail. Council acknowledged the correction, no further action taken. Plows, truck, snow removal equipment. Council discussed the condition of the existing contract and options to replacement consolidation of equipment. CSO Danish advocated for a more modular approach, a reliable 3/4 ton or 1 ton pickup that can serve as the everyday town truck and also carry a removable sand salt spreader and a removable front plow, so equipment can be detached and stored in off-season. Councilor Chandler presented a specific used medium dump duty plow truck option 2011 International with dump box 4-way plow, sander, low miles previously used by the city of Billings. Public input included strong support for a 3/4 ton or 1 ton pickup with a Boss V plow from experienced plow operator Sean Jones, citing efficiency, maneuverability, and maneuverability for a small town. Desire to ensure that all parts of town, including edge neighborhoods, receive timely snow removal. Rebecca Toon. Council discussed having one multi-use truck versus maintaining multiple older specialty vehicles. Cost, financing, and timing given approaching the winter storms. Consensus, do not commit to the single-use plow truck yet. Direct Bo, Roger, and Sean and others as needed to identify and evaluate options. Truck plus plow plus sander and bring back specific recommendations. If a good opportunity arises between regular meetings, mayor may call a special meeting to authorize purchase so the town is not left without adequate winter equipment. No formal motion beyond direction to staff. In-town camping rules. Councillor Chandler raised concerns about long-term camping in town, particularly RVs and campers parked in streets and public areas. Clerk Mills reported that the town already has an ordinance limiting camping in town right of way and allowing only limited duration camping on private property. Council requested that staff locate and recirculate the existing ordinance language and bring it back to review and possible update at a future meeting. No action taken at this time. Subdivision land use item Sean Jones. Minor subdivision outlot size variance issue west of town. Developer Sean Jones presented an early concept of a minor subdivision, 5 lots or fewer, on an outlot property. Existing houses could remain on its own lot, remaining land would be divided into 4 additional lots. Due to the placement of the existing drain field and required setbacks, 3 of the proposed new lots would be slightly under 20,000 square feet outlot minimum, approximately 18 to 19,000 square feet, though still substantially larger than standard 10,000 square foot city blocks. Sean requested council consider either a variance to allow slightly smaller lots or revisiting the 20,000 square lot outlot minimum to better reflect current land costs and density goals. Council discussion. Some members expressed concern about precedent. Allowing one variance might lead to pressure for progressively smaller lots. Others questioned the historical basis for treating outlots differently than platted lots, and whether outlots, once subdivided and platted, should still be subject to the 20,000 square foot rule. Council agreed staff will consult the planner and attorney on how the code treats newly platted lots that originated as outlots. Planning board and council will look at whether a text amendment to the subdivision regulations is appropriate for the long term. For this project, staff will work with Sean to determine whether the proposed configuration can proceed through the standard subdivision process with or without variance. No formal action taken. Matter to return at a later meeting. Replat boundary adjustments in the Shields Valley Church, 5th Street, Brackett Creek Road. Sean also presented a completed survey for property east of Shields Valley Church. Original configuration lots 1 through 13 of an old plat. Proposed reconfiguration 4 buildable lots. 3 lots consisting of 3 original platted lots, each approximately 10,500 square feet. 1 lot consisting of 4 original platted lots. This configuration meets zoning and minimum lot size requirements for standard lots. Council briefly reviewed the concept and understands that a final Mylar will be brought back for signature by the mayor and clerk after attorney planner review. No motion required at this step. Site permits. The following site permits were presented and recommended for approval by CSO Danish. 508 Niles Avenue replacement installation of small awning over the rear door of the Crazies, former 2 doors down bakery shop, coffee shop, to provide weather protection. Brackett Creek Road fence along the perimeter of the Bullhalls property, a buffer between this parcel and the adjacent subdivision road. 504 East Avenue perimeter fence. Discussion included ensuring visibility, safety on the corner, and compliance with setback expectations. Council discussed corner visibility. O indicated no safety concern based on current street alignment and low traffic. Motion, Council Member James Walsh moved to approve all 3 site permits as presented. Council Member Dave Saracen seconded. Vote all in favor, motion carried. Glenn's Market Ice Merchandiser Encroachment License Agreement versus variance. Council revisited the placement of the ice merchandiser in front of Glenn's Market, which extends several inches into the town right of way sidewalk beyond what current codes allows. Mayor Wiley being a co-owner of the property under discussion recused herself from this conversation alongside council member James Walsh as acting council chair. Owner Dave Papadopoulos explains alternative locations were limited. Moving the merchandiser into the courtyard would place it partly on the neighboring property. Ice sales are an important service and revenue source for the store and community. Council discussed the risks of setting the variance precedents for encroachments into the sidewalk. Clerk Mills read from the December 9, 2024 minutes, noting that the town attorney John Hess had recommended handling such an encroachments via a right-of-way encroachment license agreement, not by variance. Council members acknowledged the need to treat this consistently with the friendly advice, the community importance to maintain the eye service and the need to protect the town's interests and liability. Motion, Councilmember Brian Eckenrod moved that the town proceed using the right-of-way encroachment license agreement drafted by the town attorney for Glenn's Markets ice merchandiser, having it finalized and signed by all parties and thereby authorize the encroachment under license rather than through the variance. Councilmember Robert Chandler seconded. Vote all in favor, motion carried. Staff will finalize the document with the attorney and return it for signatures. Adjournment. There being no further business, motion, Councilmember Roger Chandler moved to adjourn the meeting. Councilmember Teresa Saris seconded. Vote all in favor, motion carried. Meeting adjourned at 10:59 p.m.
Good job. Have some water.
Yeah, get some water. I will open the public comment for the meeting minutes. Anybody have any comments? Second call? Third call? Nobody else online? All right, closing the public comment period. Council?
I make a motion, we approve the minutes
I'll second that.
from November 12th, 2025.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Right.
None opposed, motion carries. Thank you, Luann. Next on the agenda, we would like to thank our council members who are retiring from the council for their service to the town and recognize Roger Chandler, James Walsh, Brian Eckenrod, and Dave Saracen. Your dedication and service are very greatly appreciated. We hope that you will not let it stop there. There will be committees and such to continue to contribute. That's the planning board. That's the cemetery board.
Fat chance.
All right, announcements. Just again, animal business license renewals are due by December 31st. Encroachment license for the ice merchandiser has been completed and signed, went through the attorney, blah, 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 and filed accordingly, all fees paid, including the attorney fee, in 5 months. And trying to think if there's anything else that came up. And Councillor Eckenrod.
Oh, well, I had told the council a couple days ago, but after long consideration, I decided to step down from my position. And I'm not gonna bore everybody with the details of how awesome it's been and, you know, what an honor to be working with these guys and how much I appreciated Bob and Diane and Leah, and to be able to see the new group and Stacy and Luann and Mayor Wiley. And so it's just, I don't have enough good things to say. But ultimately my position is to do what's best for the town. And so I feel like the first time in 5 years, like I stated earlier, that there's so much interest and so much kind of energy and people that could fill my seat, I feel like, in a better way than I can. And so after a lot of consideration, after the election and after all this, and basically this week, I've decided to step down, and yeah, I can't thank you guys enough. So, and if anybody wants, any more insight as to why I'm doing what I'm doing, Teresa said, sorry, you're quitting. I don't feel like I'm quitting. I feel like it's ultimately my job. I don't want to leave and I don't want to not be on council, but I have to make the decision for what's best for town. And I feel like somebody that's more involved. I started this to get involved with the water and to help Diane and, and step in when people when we didn't have employees. And now everything is just seems like just a very well-oiled running machine that I wanted to leave it better than when I started. And I'm confident that it is, with everybody's help over the years. And so, I think it's a good time.
Thank you. We know that it hasn't been easy for you because, you have a very, very tough job and carving out the time for it. And yet you really stepped up and did a lot to help the town.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the opportunity.
Temporary CFO.
Yeah.
And I do have to thank Will and just everybody that was involved, because it wasn't just one person. I mean, when I started, the well house was, in shambles, and Diane putting all that back together. And there's just been so much that's been done over the years and so many things that we've gone through and gotten through. So yeah, it's really nice to see through everybody's hard work what it's become.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We're gonna miss you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe I'll get talked into the planning board.
Planning board.
I know.
It'd be good for you.
Yeah.
All right. It would be good for it.
Mhm.
Department and committee reports. So Danish, we'll hand it over to you.
As far now, water is still in really good shape. We're getting a lot more into the spring boxes. Chlorination is steady. I still have it at 0.30 parts per million, which leads to town-wide at 0.2 parts per million, which is the lowest DEQ will allow for standards for the municipal drinking water standards. I'm still purging and, well, not purging, I am removing obsolete and broken items from both the reservoir and the pump house, stowing them away so that we can process them duly for wherever their next step will be. The chemical inventory for chlorine is stable and we're adequately stocked for the next 90 days. And I have been and continue to enact a regular purging of water at the well house during this dormancy, just to make sure everything doesn't get stagnant. I am still working on the future planning of the hydrojetting and cutting of the piping there in the spring boxes. Again, since I cleared that out last time with what I could do with myself and my hand, led to a huge increase in the amount of water that we have and is still standing. I'm going to be reaching out to a company called Pace out of Billings. They're a municipal water maintenance company that has a hydrojetting truck and a cutter and a camera so that we can see if there's any opportunities inside the pipe themselves. They also have, as I've shown the mayor, a very unique patching or infrastructure restructuring program that includes using it through the pipe versus excavating and then replacing. They patch it from the inside using this different technology, which is very, very interesting. For road maintenance, still waiting for the winch preparedness and response. We do have a truck now, so I'm glad that you guys were able to get that done and we can go ahead and put the other one behind the shed like Old Yeller. But we still do not have a plow, and the sander as well, so I'm still without the ability to effectively take care of anything. Luckily it's warm, but I know that's not gonna withstand. So I did include in you guys' packets the quotes that I was given. I went to Midwest that Roger had mentioned that you guys had went through, or somebody, okay. And then I also went through Dark Horse, just to get a couple ideas of what people are looking at. And these are the quotes for, you know, a brand new V plow and sanding options.
And this is on the agenda further down.
Oh, okay.
As far as ongoing, I did replace the stop signs over there off of Lathrop, in lieu of the fallen yield sign and the handicap sign last time. I am trying to patch the potholes that keep resurfacing themselves, mainly with gravel, since it doesn't last too long. I'm undergoing the continued reorganization and a separation of redundant, broken, and outdated equipment in the workshop. And we had the infrastructure foundation review and inspection that I had myself, and we had brought Zach Scogan in to look as well for town hall itself due to the dilapidating foundation and structural issues that we're having in here. Luann's desk suffered a fatal inclusion due to the flooring, and we're looking to waiting approval and moving forward to seeing about what we can do with this building, or if it's even a sinking ship. Monitoring and replacing trash. I think kids have found it a new game to remove trash bins and move them about the park and move different areas. So that's become a game. I find them, put them back, and I go look to see how long it takes them to remove it again.
Well, every year about this time, Diane would bring them in to the shed for the winter.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
I assume people would still go out there, people like me
Yeah.
that like the cold, so I slept out there 24/7. I do have another bid that's put in for the analyzer at the well house. I was able to get a hold of Montana Pump Supply Company or Montana Pump Company. And they came out and took a look. We weren't getting anywhere with APE. They kind of just left us high and dry and kept giving us the runaround. So I moved to go elsewhere, and I found people that are a little more reasonable. And they immediately came back with their version of it. I'm working with Stacy to see as far as if we can get that still within the same funding that we have in place before we move forward with it. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Council, any questions for Phil? Okay. Daisy?
The treasurer's report, December 2025, utility billing for October was 207 billed for $16,356.05. We received, I changed this a little bit so that y'all could see more of the picture of what we received after the last billing. So that's why I showed the October billing, and then we've received from October to the November billing $13,808.79 of that 16,000. The November billing went out and it was 206 bills for $16,136. And so far we've received since November 25th, 6,563. So I'll start adding that to the next month so that you can see what was accumulated between the billing time and the next billing time. General checking balance last statement was $143,437.87, with a total debits of $19,832.91 and a total credits of $17,833.77. Our ending balance as of 11/28 was $141,438.73. Might I note that that was before the purchase of the truck?
Yes.
Claims details. Did anybody have any questions on the claims details? Did anyone have any questions on the statement of expenditures? Okay.
No.
Stacy, can you give us a sense of what the adoption of the BMS pay has been in the amount of time that we've had it available?
Oh, wow, Luann, what was it the other day? 40% already?
Yeah. Well, no, it was, they wanted us to get to 10% and we have exceeded that.
Right.
So we're doing pretty good. People are pretty
Yeah.
excited about being able to, you know, pay, automatic pay, payment or how, and be able to go in and see their bills and their usage and everything. So pretty exciting.
When the bills went out, we did get the QR code on the bill for people to scan and log on. The issue is that it's in a bad spot, so we're working on moving that for next month. Move it down so that our actual printed stamps that we use will fit. But other than that, it seems to be going pretty smoothly. Still working on the animal and other licenses site that we'll get that adjusted as soon as the rest is gone.
It's wonderful. I love it. I don't even have to think about it anymore. Very easy to use too. Thank you, Stacy. And give us an update. You're heading toward getting that AFR submitted by the end of the month, correct? And
Yes,
then
ma'am.
the we got that letter regarding the
Oh, that was fun. Wait a minute, the letter regarding which?
audit. Thank
Oh,
you.
yes. Actually, I got a phone call. That was pretty cool. So the Department of Commerce called me and said that we're not going to have to worry about the fact that we couldn't get an audit this last year that we've been trying to get, to just waive that. They're not going to hold that against us. They'll just set it up for this next year, continue to try to find an auditor, and we'll go with it for this year. And right now, going through my trial balance sheets, filling out the AFRs or the AFR and getting that all ready for submittal.
Excellent. Thank you.
And once that's accepted, I will post it on the website.
Thank you. Thank you. Council, any questions for? Okay. Luann, did you have anything you wanted to add? Okay, very good. Standing committees, Parks and Rec, unfortunately, nothing happening on that right now. James Counselor Walsh is actually sitting on a plane. He was going to try to zoom in from the plane, but apparently that's not working. Standing committee, excuse me, planning zoning subdivision. Counselor, sorry.
I did not write a report this month.
Did you have a meeting?
We did not have a meeting, but I know that I was supposed to find out about some information for, in particular, the lot sizes. And I had a couple health issues this month, and that's all I took care of.
I think we're okay though, so I think that that's been dealt with in other ways.
Possibly, yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, cemetery board did not hold a meeting, and we heard in the minutes of what the last meeting was like. And Counselor Saracen is not here for the solid waste board. So we will not have that report. I apologize, you guys. I need to use this. We'll have to adjourn for justice.
Unacceptable.
Well, consequences.
When does Sunnyside come up again for review? Like, doesn't the council have to review or Or did we, no, we
We
did
did.
it last month. So that's,
They have to fulfill those things that are on the, preliminary plat. Once they get those things fulfilled and we do our part of them as well, then they will turn in a final plat. And that's when the next meeting is. So they have to build the roads. And, they take this fire department, they want, situated, and they have to get letters from several departments around the state, and then they can do it.
does that all go through the planning board again first and then the council,
No, I
or
think
it
it
comes
goes-
straight to council?
I've never done it before, but I'm pretty certain it comes straight to council.
Plan my hydration schedule. All right. Thank you, everyone. Next on the agenda, unfinished business, the snowplow and center options.
Straight to council.
So I got the quote from Midwest, which was suggested. And just to double check, because I am not too familiar with plows and sanding boxes and stuff from where I originate from. I went to Dark Horse just to, as they were the only ones I could find within a reasonable distance. They're also in Belgrade or Bozeman. So we have, it looks pretty decent. I forget the name of the brand that Midwest goes through. Dark Horse uses Boss, but Midwest uses another. And they did register it on there.
They use Western at Midwest? Does that ring a bell, Western,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Sean? Yeah.
Looking, so that they wanted, had options on top for the new UTV, that we have, but more importantly, we focus more on the, 3/4 ton pickup. So they gave me ones for the V plow and then a whiteout, which is similar to what's already on the, Ford that we have now. And you're looking at about 12 to 1,300.
Thousand.
Yeah, 13,000, sorry, for any, just the plow. But that does include them installing it, wiring it correctly and so on and so forth. I feel a lot of what's problem with that Ford is that it was just jury rigged with bubble gum and.
Who'd they buy that from?
You saw that?
That's the nature of the beast.
Yeah. And then you have the spreader options on the bottom. I know that, it seems heavily implicated. You guys wanted to use the same one. I looked to otherwise because if that thing is having that much problems, we just say the whole wiring problem is not just from the actual unit itself. And then we got to worry about somebody having to rewire everything. I know I did talk to Roger a bit about the engine on the back of the spreader is blown. He said they could easily secure another one, just to install another motor or something on the back of it. I just know that generally if there's electrical problems and stuff that runs off electricity through a cab, it's having to be wired through things, generally that could be a major issue. Or you have to get a complete new wiring harness for it. So that's up to you guys, but either way you look at it, I don't have what I need to be able to do any plowing. We got a truck, so that's a huge step in the right direction, but I'm still without the equipment for it to be able to get in case of an emergency or any of the big snows we have.
First off, we ran for years and years.
I'm sorry, Roger, we do this, let him present it, we take it for comment and then you'll be able to, so, thank you. Go ahead, Bill.
That's all we really have. So you got the two quotes from the people to know what, I guess, their going rates and stuff for it and what they're offering.
Right. I'll open that up for comment from anyone here has something to say about the plow and sander options for the new truck.
As far as the sander goes, why they want the sander? But how much do they want for the sander?
For Midwest, for one equivalent to what we have on the back, you're looking at 14,200.
We can put a brand new Honda motor on the one we got, about 900. The wiring was working
I'm
fine
sorry.
last winter when I ran it.
This is the open comment period for those people who are here. Yeah, Becca, please come up to the
Are we,
podium.
is there gonna be training? Not to be mean,
This
I
is
just know you're not
Becca
from
Pinson?
Snow, Becca Pinson. Is there gonna be training to run that? Cause the last guy did a crappy job.
Hey,
It wasn't you. It just, he missed the corner, so people were getting stuck. He'd like go one way, just shortcut the corner, so there was snow in the. Like one lane of path, like one car could go down one lane.
We had volunteers too, so I don't, it depends on which part of town it was in.
My street, everybody
Yeah,
got stuck. 'cause it was in one.
volunteers. That end.
It was when, what's his name was here, Brian, not Brian, the last guy. He was the head of the fire department. Will,
Oh, no, prior to, yeah,
yeah,
but anyway, that,
just training, we have two great guys
last
here.
winter, last winter, we had, some volunteers and they worked the west end of town. So, yeah,
So,
but
well,
Roger has volunteered his services in
To
helping.
training.
perfect, yay.
I have a pretty good feeling that Bo will be able to handle that.
He'll learn, he learns quick.
Could I
He's from
ask,
Texas, but.
could I ask for public comment on a specific question?
Sure.
Sean, do you know the difference between last time recommended Boss and Midwest does Western?
Yeah.
How would you compare them?
No question, get the Boss. It's worth the extra money, you spend a little bit more upfront, but your maintenance cost will be drastically different. So you're gonna spend the money either way, but you'll spend a lot less by going with that Boss plow.
And is that just for V plows or I see a lot of Westerns, but they're not V plows.
Correct. And that is, you see them, but you'll see them on individual homeowners.
Yeah.
And it's a price thing. If you go look at any commercial plower in Bozeman, they will have a Boss plow, period. There's just no question.
Have you dealt with so Midwest doesn't carry bots?
They don't, no.
Have you dealt with Dark Horse?
I have.
And any thoughts there?
They're good. Unfortunately, you deal with both. The only thing you could consider, which I did fairly often, is you can check with Boss and Helena and or Billings to purchase it, because sometimes you get Bozemanitis here. And they'll upcharge it an extra $1,500 because it's Bozeman. So sometimes I would go to Helena to Billings to purchase the plow, but they're more than happy to take care of warranty because Boss, so you don't shoot yourself in the foot by, not buying locally, because they're more than happy to warranty them because, the factory pays them back.
Great.
So yeah, so if it were me, I'd be looking at only Boss, but I would price it between Bozeman on and Billings.
And then would you have them install it in Helena or Billings or?
Yeah, because that's part of the price that.
Yeah. And I wonder if they would price match, or I guess you see what their price is, and then if they're higher than Dark Horse, could you say?
Absolutely, you could go back to Dark Horse and say, listen, we wanna buy locally, but it matters to us, it's a city, we're dealing with people's money, and could you match this, and they might do that. It would be great if you could, but I ran into that, so.
Yeah, I mean, boy, would you sleep better at night knowing you had a brand new plow on that brand new truck and.
Let's see if anyone else,
Man,
any other comments?
I'm curious about the truck.
Carol, why don't you stand?
Yep, Carol on Route 106 4th Street East. I'm just curious about the truck that you bought. Is it gas, diesel?
Sure.
Gas, 3/4 ton. Perfect.
2019 F-250
Work truck, right?
crew cab.
Long box.
I think it's not the work truck. It's a nicer outfit.
No,
It's an upgrade.
oh, is it?
I thought they had the work package on it or something.
Counselor Chandler found it.
All right.
Okay, any other
Still
Comments?
cruising there, what more you need?
last call for comments?
Maybe yes.
All right, thank you. Council. Oh, you ran. Okay, we'll jump back to that, okay.
I would. I was looking at it, the cost of Bo spending 8 hours because we have to pay him to drive up. And whatnot. I don't remember how much you get paid, but I don't see it more than $160. That's 10% of the difference here, or actually it's less than, way less than 10%. Because it's 4,000 more to go with this dark horse in Bozeman. I would love it if you guys wouldn't mind him going up to Helena to look at, call him and find out.
Oh, yeah, it'd be well worth showing.
Yeah, it's worth a phone call for sure.
But,
Down the billings.
a wiring,
The whole state will be, I agree with Roger, Billings. That is by far the best price in the entire state, unless somebody deliberately is trying to beat them.
Thank you, Richard.
as for the sander, I would prefer to not spend that much money right now. And I would think that getting a newer truck than the old one we have out there would be wise to get a new wiring harness anyway. If you're going to use the old sander. So either one way or another, I think we're gonna need a new wiring harness.
Yeah, you
And they're
know,
not that expensive.
town lived for 100 years without a sander.
That's true.
I mean, could you drag that sander to Billings and have the guys, when they do the plow, install the sander?
For Helena, you mean?
Well, Billings is a better price. Billings, Helena,
Oh, Billings. Gotcha.
whatever, wherever. And just say, hey, you know, we've got this sander, it's worked well, we need a new motor, or again, I'm not exactly sure, and I don't know a lot about this, but you know, here we are out there with this brand new truck, or new to us truck, brand new plow, and Bo's in the back messing with the sander because the wiring's not working or something. It seems like, can we find it even somewhere in the middle? Like maybe not spend the 14 on the new sander, but spend, you know, a couple thousand getting it rewired properly, the motor either replaced or fixed and installed correctly.
I like that.
Well, I ran the plow last winter, we never had any issues with the wiring of the sander. Just started, only time we had issues with the sanders when the carburetor went to hell, because somebody put regular gas in instead of premium.
Uh-oh.
So then we had to buy a carburetor, which I still haven't been reimbursed for. And once we got the carburetor on, it ran fine. We had trouble with it plugging, but I took it over to the house, took a torch and opened up the thing in the middle where the sand could fall down through, because the sand's wet. It falls down through. We didn't have any trouble with the sander other than that.
Sean,
I don't think we need to spend $14,000 on a sander.
Yeah. Sean, do you have a take on that?
I'd agree with Roger. I think sanders are there's only a couple components that make it work other than their structure. If the structure's relatively good and stuff, I think Roger's exactly right. Address the motor and address maybe wiring, and you should have a
Good sander.
legitimate sander.
And is that something, I gotta imagine they could deal with that at the Boss dealer.
Well, you probably wanna, is it, what's the sander brand?
T.O.
Yeah,
It's
probably a
Yelp.
Meyer. My guess is it's a Meyer, and it's probably through Midwest by Murdoch's.
I'm sure it is, because we bought it from Muddy Creek Ranch.
Yeah. But so I would figure out the make on it, and they'll probably have somebody in Bozeman, and so you just take it to them and they work on that.
Here, that even when we had that sander put in, Dale wired it.
Yeah,
He ran the wiring kit.
it's probably a Meyer.
We bought it from Muddy Creek Ranch for $500.
Well, that'd be my take, is try to not have Bo out there wiring and, you know, trying to deal with that. Take it to somebody, pay them, but then not buy a new sander. So you kind of are in that middle ground where you're putting some money into it, but you're not putting $14,000 into it.
And it's, you know, I mean, if we don't get the sander done right away, we're gonna survive. We went years and years and years, no sander. Nick Payne is the one. I found the sander, Nick and I went and got it. So it's been 6 years. We've had a sander.
So on top of all of this, could we tonight make a decision on how much we're willing to have both spend, so we're not doing a special meeting for it? Since we're here already, are you guys comfortable with that?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can go up to whatever.
It says the dark horse is 11,800 for the box,
But I think we all need to be informed on what price we do end up paying.
and then we agree on that.
Yeah,
Okay. That means we might still have to have a special meeting. Never mind then. Yeah,
yeah, it would be a 5-minute special meeting
okay.
unless you
At
get
the-
to talk.
At the last meeting, everyone approved $8,000, but there wasn't anything decent for that price.
Right, okay.
do we need a motion and a new number?
I think that we can, I mean. We'll continue to research and figure out, and when we come up with an option, we'll reach out and decide, depending on how close it is to the next meeting or not. We'll go from there. That's what I recommend.
All right,
Okay, so make a motion to table it until next meeting.
Or- what if we make a motion and to table it until we get more information? And then that way, if we need a special meeting, we can call that.
I mean, if
January's
you call
always-
Billings and they say we'll do it for, 11 grand installed. And. I mean, can't we do another special meeting like we did with the truck and just confirm? And, cause I mean. The next meeting's in January.
Right, that's a
Yeah.
snowy month.
But motions, if they're delayed, have to be to a time certain, so you can put.
Oh, so,
Till further information or the next meeting,
okay,
Okay,
and that I think will.
okay.
all right. I make a motion that we table this snow plow and sander options until we have more information or until the January meeting.
I'll second that.
Motion seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes, thank you. Next, Mr. Jones, Sean Jones.
All right.
Review,
Oh, sorry.
it's fine, yeah, go ahead.
So the engineer looked into this 20,000 square foot lot, and it's pretty simple. You guys have read it.
Yeah.
She was just she scratched her head because now she said, actually what they do, there's no, as you read it, there used to be these requirements for 10,000 or 20,000. It no longer is that. She said what they do is because through the state, for instance, if you have a lot, if you have a well on it, I think the well has to be 100 feet from the drain field. There's all these minimums that they have now. So she said, with all these minimums, when you have your lot and you figure in your house footprint, you figure in the septic tank, you figure in the drain field, you figure in the replacement drain field, setbacks, all these things. Now it's if all those things fit into that lot, then the state's fine with it. So she said, she thinks that's where that 20,000 came from, is back when they had it, but she said that's no longer the code through Montana. And you can see what, the one she gave you, but she said that's probably where that came from, but it's not, it no longer exists. So, I know Brian had suggested possibly, there's a couple ways. Brian said maybe so this is now what we're hoping to do for an actual platted layout out there. And Brian said maybe if that gets platted, then it's not now an unplatted lot.
That's my thoughts exactly.
So
but-
if that works fine, or no, but I hear exactly what you're saying, Teresa.
Yeah.
Or if this is the better way, I don't know what the council wants to do, but I guess in my mind, hopefully there's maybe a couple of pathways there to.
There is actually, we shared Olivia's information with John,
Okay.
yes, our city attorney. And and this just happened today, so we didn't have time to share it, get it out to you guys. But Stacy, can you pull that up? He went through it and it's pretty interesting, and it does give us some options.
I just messaged the planners today. I didn't forgotten about it because
Get your checkbook out.
we're doing other things. But yeah, I haven't heard back from them yet.
Ash and the Blue real. Don't get dumped.
Which, which part are you looking for, Mayor?
John Hess's response.
Okay, you want me to just read it?
If you can get it on the screen, I think that
I
would be
can,
great. And then maybe read it because it's hard to read from out where people are sitting.
is this the response you're looking for?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is it. Part of it is blocked, so you may have to
Yeah.
read it.
Let me see. Okay, there we go.
Okay, it's also pretty small.
I emailed Olivia Pruitt and asked her for the square acreage of the lots. When I hear from her, some history, sections 15-207A, Town of Clyde Park Municipal Codes was adopted in 2001. The codes were based on the City of Livingston Municipal Code, which existed at that time. In 2023, the state legislature allowed DEQ to modify the Montana regulations. Section 1736-340 ARM was amended on April 15th, 2023. I have attached a copy of the current administration regulation. The administrative regulation dealt away with the specific minimum lot size. As you can see in subsection 2D, all that is required of each lot must have adequate space for sewage treatment system, drain field replacement area, water supply, and all pertinent structures, including, but not limited to, driveway, houses, garage, ditches, service lines, easements, and utilities. I do not know if the town council, in the course of upgrading its subdivision regulations, reviewed the minimum lot size requirements. If it did not come up, I suggest that the council review this issue and consider amending Section 15207A, Town of Clyde Park Municipal Codes. So that it is in conformity with the state administrative regulations. The state statutes do not require that city or towns repeal their minimum lot size requirements, but if the city or town keeps the minimum lot size requirements, there must be a reasonable and rational basis for requiring the minimum lot size requirement, which may be difficult because the state regulations no longer require a specific lot size. As to the application at hand, the council could certainly keep the minimum lot size requirement of 20,000 square feet. However, the council could grant a variance that is in line with the foregoing administrative regulation, with the understanding that the town council will amend section 150207A so that it is in compliance with the foregoing administrative regulation. It is my advice that the latter approach be followed. If you have any questions, please email or call my office.
There is, can I make one comment? In talking about another situation I had talked to the planners about with lot size, we are granted the authority to have the lot size. It's not in that section, it's in section 76-2-301, the Land Use and Planning Act. It needs to be in our zoning. It no longer in the codes. If we want to have a specific lot size, we need to get zoning that states that. So we are authorized to have a specific lot size.
I will clarify that
But-
I think, and I may be wrong, but the 10,000 square foot minimum is set in
Mhm.
Montana. We are talking about all.
The
outlots
20,000.
And the 20,000 or whatever. So it's pretty clear, I think, what
Right.
John stated there as a path forward in this case,
Right.
and then we.
We need
follow
to
up with
address
the others.
things.
Yeah, I think we just give them a variance and then follow up, change it to code, and
Mhm.
let it go.
But isn't it my understanding that these are all just over 10,000 square feet?
They're 17.
No,
They're-
that's the one down by the church.
Oh.
Those were 10,500.
Hard to keep track.
Yeah, these are just under 20. They're 0.41 acres.
Oh, I see, I see.
So they're,
They're so close.
they almost meet
It's
it, but
17,8, I looked it up. Dang it, I deleted it. It's 17,891 or something,
yeah.
but,
May I make a comment on the research that I was asked to do?
Yeah.
The things that he noted through the arm, that no longer impose those fixed minimum lot sizes are great, and that the town, the reason that our codes require the 20,000 minimum square foot is also for maintaining, the neighborhood's density, the space, the planning for the streets and things of that nature. I don't believe that you're asking for too much smaller than 20,000 square foot, but one of the main reasons to keep it in the codes at the 20,000 square foot with possible variances that aren't much smaller is the problem that we ran into with streets that we're looking at when we look at our maps from above, and the planning of the community.
Right, yeah, Stacy, the previous part of that, she wrote a really excellent research summary as well about all of this. Do you want to share that, Stacy? I mean, certainly we'll have it in the drive. So you can look at that, but it's basically two different things, and one is that in looking at these lot sizes, the sanitary will always determine if
Yeah.
it's appropriate or not. That's
Yeah.
first and foremost. The second part of it is, what does the town want to do in terms of growth and planning?
how much density?
Right, and so though, that's the whole other issue of it, that part of planning. All of that, so, but in terms of this particular instance, I think it's.
Can I ask you a quick question and maybe you can clear it up for me about the plating? Does that mean if we, back to what I had said, just plat them and then you're down to your 10,000 square foot minimum? Is this, what is the difference between, this is clearly surveyed. What is the difference, and this may be a stupid question, between surveyed and platted? Does it have to be filed with the
Yes.
county to be platted? Like your survey has to be filed with the county, so it's on a actual map that shows those lots and then it's platted?
Subdivision, it's a subdivision. And he'll go through subdivision review process. And if we approve it, it will go to the GIS office and it will be recorded with the county. That's when it's platted. I mean, he'll mark the survey and have it all prepared. But it becomes official.
But
when we
there's steps
file
to
it.
that too. There's preliminary plat
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
So it gets a little gray, like what, you know,
and once we turn it in for that review, that's why he's coming to us ahead of time. Once that happens, he has 45 days. We have 45 days to get the actual review done with our engineers and us, and then have the planning board meeting. And then we have a short, like 30 days to get it to the next meeting with them.
We have a comment from the guest,
Yeah.
and Richard, it's okay, you can
Okay.
stay there, Richard,
This
please.
kind of directly to Sean, I never met you yet, I'm Rich.
yeah.
I'm going through the same similar thing that you're referring to indirectly. And so I can kind of add a little facts that you probably already know anyway. But even though your surveyor split all your land in the pretty picture that you want, technically that doesn't mean a damn thing until the sanitarian or the DEQ backs it. And that is what I'm running into a little bit myself here in Clyde Park. because we have 700 or whatever septic fields. So the nitrate count is going through the damn roof. Now, I was gonna ask Bo again, what is the nitrate count just in our water supply? We have nitrates in our waste, we have nitrates in our water supply. So when we all have septic fields, all of our waste is saturating through the ground and working its way towards, I'll say, the Shields River, or whatever. And so that in itself, probably more than anything else you want, will dictate your split.
Yeah, and just so you know, we're battling that right now. The engineer, right now, my nitrates are fine. But even at that lot size, they're not able to get the plume to the surface and all this right. And we're going back and forth on it. There's numerous ways they can make it work through the state, but there's also a thing that I may literally have to put in septic systems on each site. That's $27,500 per septic system per lot. I mean, there's more to this, but the good thing for you guys is the state's covering you, and there's so much regulation that it's great. But she wants to know if she gets the numbers to work that this lot size works. So we just need to get this first hurdle out of the way. So anyway.
Yeah. Are there any other comments from our guests? Yeah, Becca.
Not to be mean, but if we're gonna do it for you, are you gonna do it for everybody else that wants a variance? I mean, I have 5 city lots. If I wanna split mine, are you gonna do it for me?
It's a matter of establishing.
I'm just bringing up like, that's what's gonna come about.
Right. So we have to look at how this Montana law has changed, how that works for our town, for the planning, the growth, so on and so forth. And how it will be handled. This variance is. I don't know if I'm just.
No,
No. I said that the last meetings. This isn't a Sean Jones issue. This is for all of us.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying it's
Absolutely.
not
It's for all of us, and I'm not asking a variance for me. I believe with all my heart, which John just showed. I don't see why the city would require more than the state would. If the state DEQ says that you can put a home and a drain field and a replacement drain field and everything on an 11,000 square foot lot. I mean, why, as far as sanitarian conditions goes, like, why would that not be okay? I mean, they're overregulated. So that's my position, and that goes for you, for anybody else.
But this is, I'm confused because once these are platted, this is a non-issue. Because you're at 10,000 square feet, and so
we don't know if they can be platted.
We don't, that's the
Yeah,
question.
I'm confused there.
So here's the thing. So this is preliminary plat until it is approved through the state and everything, which is a year from now. So the problem is that my engineer can't for sure draw up lots with less than 20,000 feet without the city okaying it. And then we go through the whole process with the state. So that has to be approved by you guys, so she can say, okay, I don't have that issue with the town. Now it's just an issue with the state, which it won't be an issue with the state. But
and we're 100% on this.
I am.
Because you don't have to, if these get platted, then there is no variance, there's no issue that Rebecca brings up about, cause how many times do we talk about if we do it for one person, we have to do it for everybody? That comes up every meeting.
Right.
If these are platted, no variance is needed. I guess I'm confused. Are we 100% that this is gonna take a year to get this platted?
No, well, that's what the final plat is, but I forgot about this. I was supposed to handle it. I had other things I was taking care of, and I forgot to message the planners. When I read this, I messaged them. They're really good at getting back to us, and I should hear tomorrow. If I suspect that when we plat it, when the the plat is approved, that it is now platted. I suspect that. I don't know, because I'm not an expert on it. So I asked the planners. When I hear back from them, I will know.
I mean,
And I'll
and
let you guys know.
And I would suggest running this, no offense to your engineer, but the reason we have an engineer is kind of, if we take everything that a developer's engineer says, I mean, you get it, right? We have somebody on our team.
Yeah.
Or the community's team, I should say.
Yeah.
Which is what Teresa's doing.
Mhm.
I would suggest you start there, and I know there's been, I know everybody's busy with the holidays, I get it. But then you kind of have their opinion on it. Now, granted, they were all for Sunnyside, so, they're obviously not like anti, development.
Yeah.
But then you kind of have this, I would call it more unbiased, or, I feel more confident about that. And knowing that you got to be 100% about this platting thing, because if you can get rid of that, and these are platted, then no variance is needed, and then you avoid Rebecca's issue and the issue that we always run into of issuing variances for one person and not somebody else.
Yep.
I don't disagree with any of that, and I think it's great to make a call to Great West and run it past them. I think you've had your attorney look at the code. She's very familiar. I think Great West is gonna confirm that and say, absolutely, they're right. My challenge is I'm on month 3 now with this. And when we talked about this, when I first brought it up, everybody was saying, this is crazy that it takes a year. This is crazy. I'm talking about one of probably 150 things I gotta step through to get this done. So now it goes to 4 months on this one little issue that kind of like the attorneys already said, yeah, this is legitimate, this is right. It's not 20,000 square feet anymore. I'm not dismissing your guys's, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying this is where it's tough. This is,
And it's been a great learning experience for us. Thank you for your patience as we get through this, because as you see, the problem with our codes not having been recodified for so many years.
Sure.
It's not kept up with Montana law.
Yeah.
And now we've run into this. And what I take from that is that we're granting a variance to get through this point, so that then we can revisit, because what this leaves is that the town has the ability to set limits on or maximums on the sizes of the lots, but that we don't have to.
Right.
Other than 10,000. So anything beyond this comes down to what we as a town decide to do to protect our planning and growth, right? But this allows him to move on and get done when he needs to get done. And then we deal with what we as a town want to do for those actual lot sizes over 10,000 square feet. Because now the Montana law has taken that off of us, that we don't have to follow their law on it, because they don't require the 20,000 square foot. So now it's up to us. Do we want to do it or not? Right? And what will that be? How do we handle it?
Sure.
So on and so forth. We have a comment, Richard.
Quick question. Maybe it's a statement. Basically, in all of what I'm hearing, it sounds to me like Sean would be better off to approach the 10 to 11,000 foot lot size and just put another 3 or 4 lots in that. Because if the state is approving it, and the cities or the town is approving a certain lot size, and the state, whether it be the DEQ at state level or the county, approving his septic field format, it shouldn't really make a difference then, because he will have achieved what either the city or the state is who has to approve the septic field format. That's it.
Thank you, Richard.
If that can be achieved with everything that needs to be on the lot, if 11,000 feet allows that, then I don't see why he can't do that.
The downside is, it's a great train of thought. The downside is they get you in minor subdivision review, which this goes through. it's 5 lots or less.
Oh,
So that's why
Gotcha.
you can't do that, because then you'd have 7 lots
Then
or
you're going
something,
to-
and then it's major
yeah,
subdivision.
so in other
So,
words, you'd be-
yeah, they get you,
I got
they
it.
get you at everything. But anyway, so yeah, I guess I would just hope that, it's really causing me a problem with the engineering firm. They just can't proceed. You know, I just gotta cross this hurdle. And again, this isn't a Sean Jones thing. This is the community thing. This is for, and I say that too. One thing that goes through my mind is like, even the precedence thing. I get that. Now you have good reason, I feel, to make your decision. But I could also sit here and say, but there's already been precedent set.
Oh, yeah.
I can name 7 situations that it happened. So like, you know, it's like what you said. So every situation has been brought up to the council and it's been dealt with on a case by case basis. And you guys do the best you can with the information you have at that
Yeah,
time.
based on the.
Exactly. So, you know, hopefully, but I know you know what it is. I'm really hoping that it doesn't have to go till next meeting to, but.
Council, do you have any more questions for Sean?
But I think, you know, him doing the 17 or whatever size lots he are is a hell of a lot better than 10,000 square foot lot.
Yeah, I
They have
agree
a
with
lot
that.
less density.
I agree with
I
that.
still prefer like the rural feel of our town, but 17,000, 18,000 is
I mean,
good.
those are nice size lots and yeah, I just wish there was a way that you didn't have to even bring up the word variance. And that's why I kept saying just have it platted, but I can't quite get a straight answer on
I
that.
will say though that your attorney was your biggest obstacle toward, in good reason. He was saying that for the town's instrument. He was the one that was like saying, don't give it, and he just gave the green light and said, I think you should give a variance and then change the code. So I mean,
I think that's what
I
we
think
ought.
that's
I
encouraging.
think we should do that.
In light of new information.
So you need a motion? So I move that in light of the new information, we go ahead and give Sean a variance for his lots down there so he can proceed, and we'll modify the town codes however we have to do it.
Yeah, however he stated that.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Stacy.
We need specific square footage. If we're going from the 20 or 21,000 that our codes say in 150270, we need specific numbers. So if you're gonna give him a variance, are you giving him a variance for 16,000, 17,000, 18,000? What is, I need
17.
specifics.
But Stacy, I would go back to what the new rule is. There is not, that's why they did away with a square footage lot size, because they said
I understand that. I understand.
But you can't, Stacy, here's the problem. You can't do that. It's impossible to do that when you're going through the process of subdivision review, because it's just what he said. They are trying to make these lots work. So we don't even know for sure if these will work 100%. I mean, it could go, it could just, it's all preliminary right now. And at some point I'm going to bring it back to you. And so you will approve this thing many times.
I think I
But-
can explain.
Okay.
I think I know where
I-
Stacy's from.
Yeah, Sean, I'm not arguing that the variance needs to happen. What I'm saying is that in a legal standpoint for our records, they can't just say that we're going to give you a variance. They have to give a square footage range.
Okay, range okay, there's the key
That's
word.
what I'm
range,
saying.
that's good.
Because
That's good.
in our codes is a law that requires, actually it requires 140 square foot by 150 square foot, which is actually 21,000 square feet or 20,000 square foot. And that's what our codes specify. And whether, when the arm changed, that doesn't change Clyde parks codes. So they can't just say, oh, go ahead and do it without the variance. So the variance has to say specifically a range in which you're going to do. Otherwise, you can do whatever you want and we'd write it in later, and that's illegal.
Sure, I
Does
get
that
the
make-
range. Yeah, I thought you were talking an exact square footage. So the
Okay.
range I get.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
thank you.
Stacy, could you state a motion that will work?
So
That-
0.41 acres, sorry to interrupt, is 17,859.6 square feet.
We can just say between
Yeah.
17,000 and 18,000.
Okay,
Does that work? Go ahead, Stacy.
Yes, that works. Or you can give the variance that the council moves to approve John Jones's variance on his specific property to be divided, however you're gonna
Based
do it,
on the proposed lot sizes.
based on the proposed lots to between, say, 17,000 and 20,000, which is the existing, but it has to have a range.
Well, I think that if we reference the document that tells exactly what each one of those is, just by saying based on the proposed lot sizes in the preliminary plat,
That
that
works.
should cover us, right? Okay,
That works.
all right, so, make a
Okay.
motion to approve.
Yeah, that. Motion to approve Sean Jones's lot sizes,
A variance.
variance for
Right.
Sean's lot sizes, somewhere between 17.
As proposed in
As
the
proposed.
preliminary
I
plat.
got a question. Don't know that, I don't wanna be tied to that because I mean. If you say that proposal, then whatever that square footage is, I'm tied to that. So the range, if it was 17 to 20, if they end up being 18.5 or 19. The engineer has to have a little bit of discretion to adjust that. You know what I'm saying? If you say it's proposed like that, that's just a preliminary thing, and so what if right now there's 17,362 and she has to manipulate it a little bit and it's 17.2, I technically have to come back and do this all over again. So a range would give us some playing room.
Council, are you good with that?
You can
I mean-
word it as no less than.
Okay,
no less than 17,000.
Correct.
That work?
I think that works.
I move we approve Sean's variance. And we don't, as long as he doesn't go below 16,500 square feet.
17, it's over 17, right? There's nothing.
Yeah, but you never know how much the engineer's
Okay.
gonna have to shift.
All right.
Yeah, it's,
Blah, 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 blah. Somebody second. Let's get the one.
I can second that.
All right, motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
I,
Any opposed?
It's a slippery slope, I think. I would love to hear what our engineer would say. I know that John Hess said what he said. I get it. But I would just, I'm stepping down here, and this is a very slippery slope, no offense to anybody in the audience, but for the exact reason that Richard just stated. You start with something like this, and the next thing you know, and I know it's a 5 subdivision versus a bigger subdivision, it's very slippery. So I will approve the motion because everybody else is confident on it, but I would just really get some more thought and look into this by our own engineer at Great West. And the reason I'm approving it is because this is preliminary. It allows Sean to move forward. This is not saying that he can go start building these houses, but this is going to get looked at again and again and probably again. So it's a slippery slope there. What you're trying to preserve with these lot sizes is the community and not have neighbors that you can pass your eggs or milk through the window to the next neighbor, you know?
Mhm.
And so these are nice lots, these are big lots, I think they're, you know, I think they're well within reasonable, so I will approve it, but I just, well, I want that on record to keep.
All right, and record Councilor Eckenrod as approval with reservation. Thank you all.
Can I make a comment, please, Mayor?
Yes. Yeah.
Sean, I didn't mean to be attacking. I'm just concerned because we have had several subdivision issues going on and trying to keep the town from falling under legal consequences of it.
And Stacy, I didn't take it as you were. I totally understand and you were right for what you were saying. Clarification is great. I didn't take it as that at all.
Okay,
I
thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. All right, moving on. Urban, new business, urban supervisor appointment letter.
We vote, yeah, we voted.
Oh, I'm sorry, before we go on any further, once again, I forgot to call, for the vote on, the claim warrants. You have a motion to approve the claim warrants?
Make a motion that we approve the claim warrant
As written.
as written, yeah.
I'll second that we approve the claim warrants as written.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
None opposed, motion passes, thank you. Urban supervisor appointment, this is for the, I don't have it in front of me, Teresa, will you?
I have it if you need it.
Here's the official letter, so this is the Park Conservation District, and Montana law allows incorporated cities located within the Park Conservation District to appoint a representative to the District Board of Supervisors. This urban supervisor is appointed to the city, by the city, to a 3-year term as a full voting member of the board representing the town's interests. Mrs. Jody Arthen has been a member of the producer community in Clyde Park for many years, and is actively involved in many projects that benefit the city's interests. She worked for the Farm Service Agency for 20 years and has a keen knowledge of the area and challenges facing producers in the Shields Valley. Jody has stated an interest in joining the board as an urban supervisor within the Park Conservation District, and therefore we respectfully request the appointment of Jody to a 3-year term. The term will commence January 1st and go through December 31st, 2029. She is taking DeWitt Dominic's place. So, just need to motion and approve that.
I make a motion, we appoint Jody Arthen as the next urban supervisor for Park County.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Roger?
I said aye.
None opposed. Motion passes. Thank you. We have a site permit for 211 Main Street West, new construction. This is Toba Lord's lot. That open lot that she split off. And so this is somebody just going to put in a stick-built home and a garage / shop. Home will have a porch or a patio deck, don't know for sure, and the sidewalk and driveway.
Don't have any drawings.
We do.
We do?
Yes. I did not make a copy of it.
Like setbacks. You can do it.
The bar of their units. And we did the same.
Rip, please don't rip. You open. Okay, good.
We can't approve this without something from the sanitation. We have to have the septic approved before we can approve a building permit. So that's
Good catch.
that's,
Good catch.
I forgot about that.
well, maybe I should stick it on.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So this will have to get tabled until next meeting.
This is the, also what is proposed that all permits go through the planning board first.
Okay.
Building.
Right, so we need, make a motion to table this until we get,
Septic,
a septic
The
permit.
certificate of approval.
septic certificate of approval.
Yeah.
I'll second it.
And, sorry, I might wanna add to that. Yes, the septic certificate of approval, and we need to know what they were approved for. What size of house, how many rooms? Is that on there?
It is.
That's, okay. I don't look at septic approvals very often, so,
Okay,
okay, good.
could you repeat the motion?
Make a motion. To table this until we get septic approval.
Certificate of approval.
Certificate.
Second her again.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
None opposed, motion passes. Okay, this next one,
10,500.
so.
Sorry, he just also noticed it's only 10,500 square feet. But wait, it's somebody's current property.
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying that's just what the lot size is.
All right.
Okay.
I wasn't saying they can't do it.
Oh,
Okay, this request, I'm making a request to approve an appraisal of the town properties, this town hall property and the where the shed is. The reason being, the appraisal fee will be $5,000. The reason being is you guys are already somewhat aware of the status of the Methodist Church property and the property that the parsonage sits on. And ideas that I've presented for that. But just to catch everybody up, I have been in discussions with them since they closed the church. And they have expressed an interest in any of the church properties that they are no longer using and turning over. Their ideal is to have it serve a community purpose still. And they are very committed to that. So they are giving the town the first option to buy the church property. And the idea being that we would actually sell our town properties to pay for the acquisition of that property, right? And that property would become, we would move temporary offices into the annex or whatever that's called off of the church itself. And then eventually, this would take a whole nother project building and many years of getting this done, but it would become a municipal community center, basically. I've already spoken in general terms. Well, Mitch Grady of the library, when he was putting the bond forward, he approached me and we talked about having a library outlet in this complex. Even though the bond didn't pass, he's still gonna pursue that. There are other options. The church, the Shane Center, having a community theater and meeting hall. Drop-in daycare center, senior activity center, AARP has already expressed an interest in doing a grant for a community garden. I mean, all of that vision is for the future, right? The point is that we have the opportunity to acquire this property for the benefit of the town. And in order to do anything, we have to have, John has informed me that by law, we have to have our town property appraised and that we have to sell it. We can't sell it for more than the appraisal price. So it's based on appraisal. Okay, so I've spoken with the same appraiser who did the church property. There is not a conflict of interest when it comes to appraisers. They appraise each property individually. His appraisal was incredibly thorough. It is the son of people who lived here in the valley, who had this appraisal business in Bozeman, extremely well respected. And so he is giving us a package deal to do the two properties. Normally it's based on lots and it's $3,500 per lot. He is giving us a municipal discount package deal to do these two properties for $5,000. So that's really what sets this whole thing in process, because also there is a potential buyer, very strong buyer for this property. And he's given me permission to talk to you guys about it, and he will put a hardware store here. In fact, it will be Riverside Hardware. And it will be here on the corner. So this is our. So some things to consider in all of this. Number one, that this is this is a one-time opportunity. If we don't make this purchase, it goes away and we never have the opportunity again. Number two, that church is one of the most historic buildings in this town. It's not on the historic register, but if you compare people's nostalgic feeling, if we want to go that direction between keeping the town hall and keeping the church.
Yeah.
There are people who grandparents have been married there, baptisms, all that kind of stuff. That I think that it's important for that historical basis, and one of those ways of keeping an anchor of the community. Also, that property is already tax exempt. We have not been collecting taxes on that at all. Same as this property. If we move to that property, we turn this into a commercial tax base. So already we're going to start adding more to our coffers. Same with that property over there. There are two interested buyers in that property as well. So the way to get this started is for that appraisal fee, which I mentioned was $5,000. I discussed it with Stacy. We actually had budgeted $5,000 for a new printer for the office.
Oh, yeah.
But we are willing and able to make do with what we have. Because we feel this is important. This is a legacy making decision. Are there any comments? I'll open it up for public comment.
I guess I would have one, so.
Don Jones.
I guess me, if I was looking at this project, do you have a price? Have they given you a price for that?
Yes.
That property?
Yes.
Okay. Could you?
$425,000.
Okay, so now that you have that, have you brought it before the community to ask them if they? I mean, I'm not saying I'm for or against it. This is the first I've heard of it, but I also look at that and say, I understand and I hear your reasoning for that, and that might be great. But there almost could be a lot of input for like this property with the back property of building a facility and whatnot. I think about like when I was here last time, okay, we were talking about $3 million for what we really need, which is, and I'm not saying we don't need a new building here, but I'm just saying we've got water going in the ground and we don't have a water system that works. How, I mean, I just, to me, an appraisal is good for how long? Typically appraisal will last for, 60 days, maybe?
3 months is
Okay,
the
90 days.
technical, and then he said the aging he puts on his appraisals is 1 year. So to meet that 3 month, he can do a recertification and it's a nominal fee. So
Yeah,
I hear what you're saying, Sean.
I'm not against, I'm just saying, man, to even make, so a 420 purchase value. To make that even possible to move in, you're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars to retrofit that to be a city office and have storage for plow trucks and stuff like that. If you sell this, I'm just saying there is a lot there. There's a lot there. I'm not saying I'm for or against it. I'm just saying that's
Okay.
a lot.
So the reason you haven't heard about it is because, the church, for one, runs a lot like government, and they took a very long time to get to their point. And I didn't want to present yet until I had some very factual things to work from. This is just the first step to continue to get that factual information. It doesn't mean it's not going to be presented to the public. However, for land purchases and sales does not require a public hearing. The council meeting itself, so it's by council approval. The council themselves can approve a land purchase or a land sale or a building purchase or building sale or anything like that. But the council meeting itself is a public hearing, but the council can also choose to schedule a separate public hearing and make that. So these are all steps for further down the road. And this is a very nuanced, staged kind of thing. So to not put the cart before the horse, of course, there will be, like our shop over there is the most functional part of this whole building besides the front office here. So we also have a grant. This is part of something that has a little time thing to it. We've received monies to fix up or do some cosmetic repairs of this building, or whatever you want to call it, cosmetic stuff for them. And that money will time out. That money, once we got in and the guy who was going to start doing the renovations and Bo started to see the real condition structurally of this building, was when all these questions started to come up. And we've reached out, we've not been able to get a building inspector to come and give us,
Here,
or an engineer, anybody, right, for this building. However, the point is that it's clear to those of us who are very much involved in this building that you can only put so much, I hate to use an old phrase, but lipstick on a pig, right? The opportunity, that is the main thing that this appraisal helps us move forward on, is the opportunity to consider that property in a one-time only opportunity to buy it. And everything else that happens beyond that will be the next stage of figuring out. And sell this property to a high tax producing, revenue generating opportunity.
How big is the church lot?
Parsonage go with it.
Lots. It's 9 lots.
Parsonage
has
goes
a,
too.
I'm sorry?
Parsonage and all that goes
Mhm.
too.
Does
that parsonage go with that price?
Yes.
yes,
Well, that house Mrs. Bigman lived in goes with that.
Yes, the house though is like this. It's very bad, very, very bad and much in need of repair because one of my employees lives there. So she's told me all about it.
So it's 9 lots, so what, it's about a little less than an acre and a half, so like 1.4 acres or something?
9 lots at 10,000.
Yeah, it's platted. Yeah.
so 30,000 square feet.
Well, if it's 9 lots at 10,000 per square
Well,
foot.
covers the whole half lot, except that piece has 3 or 4 lots.
I think 3 lots is 10,000.
We have a question, comment?
So I have a question. I mean, the town votes you guys in. That means you should let the town know what's going on and not just be like, we're gonna make a decision. I mean, this is the town's money you're gonna be asking for once you purchase it, and you need another $1 million to build a nice shop, to do a community garden. And we are gonna pay for it, the community members. I think you should put it on there and see what they think, because I personally don't wanna pay more taxes.
Right.
Cause the bond at the school just went through, that's gonna double your taxes. So I mean, leave it up to the community. It's a great idea. It's a great idea, but at the same time, leave it up to the community to decide if they wanna spend the money on it.
And that is a portion of it, as I just discussed, that it can be at the council meetings or the council can schedule a public hearing.
Well, there's no way the council should
The
commit to
only thing we're deciding on
Is the appraisal.
is the appraisal.
Yeah, that's all Sydney's asking is us to okay a $5,000 appraisal, which you then the clock's ticking.
Well,
That's what I-
yes and no, yes and no. Right, because it can be recertified and within a year, all he has to do is make sure that none of the major points of information have changed.
And I agree with Sean in a lot of ways, but I would also say that this building would also incur quite a bit of cost to build it, so, or to repair it. And we had this conversation when
Be quiet in the-
we had this conversation with when Will was next door. I mean, it was everything is so far gone that putting money into this building is, that's a waste of money.
Yeah.
We have another comment, Angela, you've been.
I just had a quick question. Has there been any like preliminary inspection done on the inside of the church to see like what kind of repairs are needed there as well? Or you spend money on the appraisal, not knowing the depth of repairs and reconstruction that needs to be done there?
I hear what you're saying. In their appraisal report, which I have a copy of, you can see pictures. Obviously, it doesn't go into the deep structural stuff, but we need this appraisal to know if there is even an opportunity there, because if we're selling the town properties to pay for the church, ideally, the town properties will appraise at an amount that would make it a land swap, basically, right? If it doesn't, then we have to look at, do we want to do it? Because that will put us into a financing option for the difference, if there is a difference. Maybe we'll get more out of it, right? And then we start the next level of conversation, which is, should we do this based on these two appraisals, based on what we see and know? Should we do this? And if we do, then we can step up to, it's like any normal real estate transaction. You have inspections done before you sign the buy sell, right? And so that's what it comes down to, is literally an incorporated town is a corporation that can purchase and sell property just like an individual. And it goes through the same steps. And because we both have deeds for our property, it's a normal buy-sell agreement. We don't have realtors involved. It's just gonna be, legal exchange of property. So that's what I'm saying, is that appraisal is where we begin.
I mean, here's the deal, you guys. We approved a $5,000 printer. We're not gonna get the printer. So the $5,000 is already, or somebody gives us a printer, or, we figure it out, like we figure everything out. But my point is that that printer works. We're sitting here saying the sander worked for that long, this is for that long, we haven't changed this for that long. Well, the printer's working fine, it's worked for this long. I'd say go for it. It seems like a pretty big opportunity, and you're not doing anything, you're just this is good knowledge to have regardless.
Yeah.
To know what, because we've talked about town hall for all 5 years that I've been here. Before Sydney was mayor, it's come up every year, multiple times, that this building is in disrepair.
So you can go onto the back corner back there, move the wall.
We talked about remodeling it, adding a bathroom to the fire hall. We've gone through this multiple times. So all I'm saying is, we're not getting a printer. We already approved that. This money is already essentially made available. And we're just saying, I honestly think this appraisal makes more sense than printer.
Yeah, if printer does goes down, you guys figure out how to get it.
we have to reallocate.
I mean, that's the thing
funds.
to the budget. The budget isn't set in stone. You can move money from here to there, but the only thing you gotta do is at the end of the year, you try to stay within your budgets.
Mhm.
You know, and that's the thing the new council's gonna have to pay attention to that. You know, I started here when we were broke. I started here when they were still stuffing money in their pockets and leaving every night. It was me and Leah that busted Alice and Jeremiah. And I had a hell of a time convincing the rest of the council that they were crooked. But we brought the town back, the town has money, and I hate to spend money. I hang out with her dad. The thing is, I mean, I think it's a hell of an opportunity for the town.
I do too, I'm just saying.
Cause we're never
leave that
gonna,
for the town.
if by the time we tear this son of a bitch down, rebuild a new one or build one back there, and we still got this thing here. Well, if some guy wants to come in and make this a taxable property and add to our downtown to where we got more people and more money being spent in this town, it's a hell of a lot better than everybody sitting here hoping the roof don't cave in on us and we're having a council meeting.
He
If
told
somebody
me-
claps too loud.
He gave me permission to share this. He did
Hey,
his own like rendering of his vision.
I don't see any handicap parking.
Oh, put that in.
TBD.
Mayor,
Yes, Stacy has a comment.
I would just like to make a comment. Yes, we would just be switching the printer $5,000. But also I've got $17,900 that's hanging out there that I can't use and can't reassign in a timely manner because it is going to time out. That the grant that I developed to carpet, paint, repaint town hall, put in electricity that was needed and re-wall all those rooms back there. When they started looking at it all, it's gonna take a lot more. So I need the appraisal any way it goes. If we're gonna try to save that money to use it towards repairs or whichever way, the money's just sitting there and we can't use it.
We
Thank
put
you,
that
Stacy.
money towards the appraisal.
No, because that's not considered part of the
approved-
the preserving town hall.
Right, and then approved grant expense.
Right.
Okay. Exhausted this one.
So you need a motion? I'll make a motion that we get the town properties appraised.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor,
Aye.
unopposed, motion passes. Okay. Next one, all right. I know there seems to be some confusion and I apologize if what my part of that is. So Stacy, did you figure out what it is that we need to do at this count
Yes, ma'am. Let me.
for unfilled terms?
Okay, we had several questions come up. Becca, you asked about appointment. Per the MCA 744112, the filling of a vacancy. The statute says that when there's a vacancy in a municipal office, the remaining council members must appoint someone within 30 days to hold the office until a successor is elected and qualified. This is a legal basis for council members themselves choosing the replacement. Appointment is only by council members nominated by a motion. Give me just a second. I was looking up simply about the community. Any sitting council member may make a motion to appoint someone. There are no outside nominations, no petitions, no public nominations, no citizen nominations required. No one has to put their names in officially. A resident can, however, express interest, but the legal power to nominate belongs only to the council members themselves. Does that help?
I think so. Do our codes say anything about it?
No, our codes defer back to the MCA apparently. I can't find anything in our codes.
I wonder if I saw something in the municipal handbook, but anyway. regardless, MCA code says. So, we have two partial terms left. I would like to present to the council for consideration, the two people listed here, Parker Cannell and Angela Cook. They both campaigned, put in their, required paperwork, so on and so forth. They showed a dedication and commitment to wanting to participate in the town governance. And I know that there are concerns in each case, but I go back to considering the individual. And their ability to act appropriately.
I would make one comment about the nepotism, which is this is not a nepotism issue, but when that came up last time, if I remember correctly, every single person on the council was all for hiring that person regardless of
Parker?
no,
No, the nepotism? Oh,
David.
Oh, yeah.
We all wanted to hire David, and we're all really disappointed when we couldn't
Right.
because of the nepotism situation. And so we took that into consideration, and went against all of our wishes because of that. So, we were all full, we didn't think, we thought more toward the duties that were going to be served than the relationship with other people, is what I'm saying.
I would like to just add that one of the differences that you guys felt comfortable considering that was that he would not have been, and we were desperate for the position to be filled, but he was not be in a position of, as a department head, authority, financial, that type of thing.
Right.
Not to say that the nepotism doesn't count, but that's in a hiring situation. That isn't in a volunteer council situation.
She was
As far
actually
as-
just gonna mainly do the water, and I was gonna do the rest.
Go ahead, Stacy. I'm sorry, your volume isn't very high and we can't figure out how to get it turned up here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I just need to is it better if I just look directly at the computer? Let me see.
Yeah,
Okay, I've got my two monitors going here. As far as the MCA goes, yes, a married couple can run and serve. We've already gone through this when they actually declared their nomination. They can run and serve on the same town council in Montana. There is no state law that prohibits spouses from serving together on a municipal governing body. Montana only cares about the residency, the voter registration, and the eligibility requirements, and it does not restrict service based on marital relationship. But there is one important guardrail. While they are allowed to serve together, conflict of interest rules still apply. Under Montana law MCA 22121 and 734255, that means if an issue comes before the council that directly affects one spouse's personal financial interest, the other spouse may also need to declare conflict. They may have to recuse themselves on certain votes where a financial gain or private benefit could exist. That's all it says.
Well, I made my statements earlier that I don't feel a husband and wife should both serve on the council. You can discuss too much council stuff at home and if you don't vote the way you're supposed to, somebody's gonna sleep on the couch. And it's not saying nothing against the people or anything else, but people are people and life is life. And as far as hiring Parker, him being your employee at the store, I'm afraid it'd be too easy to bet his paycheck in front of the town's best interest. If I had my choice between keeping my boss happy or doing what or doing what I feel should be right, when I look at my checkbook, I'm going to do what keeps my boss happy. I think the thing to do for this whole council thing is we just need to announce, table it till the next meeting, give 30 days, everybody's gonna be huffed up about husband and wife and Parker and everything else, hell, I've already heard about a dozen times today. I've been hearing about it for a week. I think we need to table the whole thing. Say, all right, you guys want to complain about, step up to the plate, let's you throw your hat in to be a councilman. I've heard it for the last 8 years. I have people at the door, well, the council do this, well, the council do that, well, the council do that. And I tell them, well, why don't you get off your dead ass and go to a council meeting? Why don't you get off your dead butt and sign up to be a councilman? Why don't you even show up to a meeting? We got more people here tonight than I've probably seen in the last 3 months. I've seen more people in this council hall than I've seen in the last 8 years. When everybody comes and bitches about this town, but you come to a council meeting, all you hear are crickets. So I think it needs to be tabled till next month, let the word get out to town, we're looking for council people. And if somebody steps up to the plate, then we can decide, or the new council can decide, but otherwise, let them in. And we eat the soup we made. That's my opinion. And it's nothing against you guys or nothing else, it's just, we gotta keep, this town has had so much problem with the Hartman deal and everything else, and that went on for 30 years. That we need to keep everything above board and clear. Sean's been here his whole life, he knows how it was. And everybody, we gotta be more, actually, this town, after what the Hartmans did to us, we have, the council, it's up to them to be more above board than any other probably council in 3 counties.
Thank you. You guys?
I'd like to make a comment real quick. Just that the mayor did not nominate these people. She simply took the list from the people that actually filed a declaration and nomination to run.
Exactly, but let's.
Okay, no, I'm just saying
Well,
that's how she was talking about them.
Because if we do this, every dog in town's gonna be barking.
my question is then if they really wanted to serve and they want to be on now, what was the difference 5 months ago or 6 months ago in the paperwork when they could have been on the ballot? Why was 6 months ago weren't they ready, but now they are ready?
Who knows?
Right.
But it's clarity. I think we gotta make it out there for anybody wants to step up and be on the council, then they can come, throw their hat in the ring, and the council can approve them.
I mean,
Because you're
not a
gonna
bad
hear it all over town.
It's not a bad idea, but I know Parker. I've known him a lot longer. Excuse me, I've known him as long as I knew Sydney. Parker applied to be our office staff at one point.
Yeah, I was here.
Yeah, you were. And I think he'd be really good at this and something he's passionate about. But of course, I already told you I was friends with Angela. I am just dying to get her on the council so she can be on the planning board.
No, I think.
She loves the codes.
I think we need to put it up to the people, give them a chance.
You understand that the next council will be the ones.
Yeah, that's fine. Next council can pick it, but
We barely make quorum.
I was just
We
about
will
to ask that. Are you
If
gonna?
Josh and Carol and I are here, we'll have quorum. But if not, we won't have a meeting next month.
And that just can't, I mean, there's just too much going on to not have a meeting. I mean,
yeah, but I don't think we wanna panic pick.
gosh, I wish Dave and James were here to hear their opinion, but
I'm not panic picking.
Stick around another month.
I mean, that's fine, whatever it takes. I mean, again, if that's, I think you have that's an interesting point. I think it's a good point.
You could stay another month.
Well, yeah, I can stick around. That's fine. And I don't think I don't think Roger's that far off. And, my whole point, what I said before, was the reason I was willing to step down is because I felt like this was more interest, what Roger just said, than we've ever seen, and I've ever seen in 5 years. So I don't know, maybe throwing it out there that I am stepping down and opening up a seat, does that light a fire? And people, I I know when I came in, I didn't, my paperwork, there might have been a deadline, but I remember it was,
only person.
well, yeah, I was the only person, but, and I was also, I ran unopposed my second time. So, you know, it's always been crickets when it comes to that. But there has been a lot of interest lately, and so maybe Roger's got something where it's like, okay, now that you spread the word, maybe there's 10 people or that want to be part of the council.
The first time I ran, my campaign budget was $1.75. I put up 4 campaign posters.
Well, then
Mike was my secretary.
then what happens if you have, you know, let's say 10 people want to do it all of a sudden,
Good, pick the bet.
and then
council can decide who they want.
and they could still pick Angela and Parker.
Yeah, but still,
At least you
It
threw
was-
it out there.
you threw it out there and gave them a chance. And we ain't gonna be hearing about it and hearing about it and hearing about it.
Your sense is that's very healthy. Cause I don't know about anyone else, but ever since I was in grade school, it was a constant competition. If you wanted to be on a sports team, if you wanted to be on whatever, there was constant competition. When I got into, you know, my work world, there's still competition. Everybody wants to be better in the same world that you are. So I think it's very healthy. So if, like Roger said, 10 people come up, vet them out. Let them show you who the hell should be in those 2 spots. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that being said, let's just be clear that, you know, Sydney did, like Stacy said, Sydney didn't pick these nominations out of a hat. These are just the other 2 people out of the whole town that decided to run for this position when every single person in town had a chance to file that paperwork and do exactly what we're given another chance to do. So
They just didn't do it.
They
It
just
was
didn't do it.
posted. It was posted for 6 months. It was on posters. It was on signs.
Yeah.
It was on the internet.
That was for the council seats. I mean,
Right.
this extra seat coming up and stuff, nobody knew about. I didn't know about you resigning until yesterday. So it isn't really quite fair to the town.
And so there's another point that this had nothing, me resigning had nothing to do with Angela or Parker or anything. I
No.
mean,
But
It's a good time for you.
it's a good time. And yeah, I mean, gosh, boy, that's a tough one because I see where where the new council is coming from because they want to get moving. But I see 100% where you're coming from. And if I stay another month to make sure we have quorum, then fine.
so we got covered. I think we tabled a month and just let the word get out. See if anybody throws their hat in. What do you guys
We
think?
have a comment. Carol?
As a new council member coming on, I would really appreciate you staying. And we let this ride another month, so I have more information to use, I guess.
I would, if we do this, I would like a deadline though, so that I have opportunity to, cause if I don't know the person, I'll need an opportunity to get to know them. So at least a week before the meeting.
Stacy.
Yeah, that does pose a problem because the law is a new appointment has to be made within 30 days. So your position, Brian, doesn't have to be made until 30 days after you actually resign. But David's
Okay.
position has to be made within 30 days of tonight or the end of December.
Okay, so the next meeting will work.
No, the
No.
next meeting is the second Wednesday in January. Dave's
Right,
position
so that would be
needs
30
to be
days.
filled. So we would have to have an emergency
It needs to be filled by 31st of January, if it's 30 days from the
December.
I do know Carla is very interested in the position.
I thought she said that she was.
She told us
Said no.
always that she's too busy.
She just told me she's very interested in it. I have to let her know what the decision is and she'll get her paperwork in.
There's no paperwork to be gotten in at this point. At this point, appointments are made by council. There's no running for office. There's no nominations to be made. If someone has an interest and they want to declare their interest, they need to show up at the next council meeting and declare their interest before the vote is made. That's as simple as it is.
December. End of December.
What's our deadline on Dave's position, Stacy?
It just says within 30 days, council members must appoint someone within 30 days to hold the office until a successor is elected at the next election and qualified.
When did Dave resign?
When's his last day? December 31st?
Well,
It's
yeah,
an
I
interesting
guess
question
technically,
because
So if his is December
It-
31st, he can do it at the January council meeting.
Right.
right.
It's just do it.
Yeah, and I have nothing against you guys, it's just.
Yeah,
I was here
me
for the
neither, guys.
thing,
It's just-
And it was a mess and,
I know how everybody.
yeah, and I hear about it and I'm only the only one with balls enough to come here and say so.
I'm gonna let that one go.
Yeah.
anything else?
So you need a motion. Unless
You
anyone
guys
has.
need to make a decision.
I think we need to table it until January.
Okay, and
Brian will stay on.
can we like, can I put in my motion that if we table it and we open it, and if it's still Parker and Angela, that we're done with the Parker and Angela thing, like, you know, like we've literally done everything we can possibly do to appease.
But that's fair enough. We put it out there and let all the coffee drinkers, all the, I hang out here, let the antler, you can discuss it. You know what I mean? Then they got no recourse. They can't come back. So you guys cherry picked. No. It was out there. You guys had your shot.
How would you like us to put it out there?
I don't know.
I will put a simple slide across the website. If you are interested in serving on the town council, be at the next council meeting with the date and time.
And put up the, hell, you can put the papers up like you always do at Dale's, Glenn's, here in the bank. They'll put it out on your reader board.
Is there a way we could type it on everybody's water bill? Something real simple, something that goes to everybody. So everybody would see it immediately.
Would it be in, yeah, it'd be in
I think
time.
that's in violation of what we're allowed to put on water bills.
Oh,
Yeah, they're touchy about that. But
We
put
have
it
a
on the
short
reader
window.
board, put it on the windows, and put it on the website.
It's
Word will get
10
around.
o'clock. We
Yeah, we got Glenn here.
need to swear in the new council members.
Yeah,
Can we move on?
So does somebody make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we table the approval of the two council positions for partial terms left by myself and Dave until the January meeting, and we post that the vacancies to the public.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor,
Hey,
none opposed, motion passes. Thank you.
Now what? Well, one more
You're
time,
free to go.
No,
I move we adjourn this meeting one last time.
Meeting adjourned. New.
Hoorah.
Well, do you guys want to be here for the oath?
I am.
You're welcome to stay.
Mayor,
You want to swear them in already?
Yes.
Well, we have. to
Mayor.
swear in New council
Mayor.
members. That's
Well, you
what-
can't
yes,
swear in
please.
here. Sit
we
right
can't
there.
adjourn the meeting until they're sworn in.
I
Okay.
thought so. They had.
oh, well, no one seconded his motion.
You'll get to do it again, Roger.
Your last time.
Where, do you have it?
I think you guys would all stand up, sing ding dong, the witch is dead.
I know.
We'll just throw water, but it melts.
There you go.
Yeah. Suitable for framing.
Hold on to that till next month, and the other two are not here.
Roger, we all know you're a big teddy bear.
We didn't have it in the budget for a gold watch, so sorry about that.
You got a gold certificate.
Josh and Carol, would you come and stand? And, Bo and Luann and me and Stacy, we are also going to renew our oath. Teresa, you're welcome to also as well. So we'll just
Are we doing everyone at once?
Yep.
Do I have to look it up to read it, or are you gonna recite it?
I don't have a copy of it in front of me. I neglected to do that.
Luann, did we type up the oaths?
You sent me that, you sent me the, I'm sorry, you were gonna take care of it, you sent me that.
It was in that
Okay.
email.
But emailed it.
Okay, that's all right. I'm pulling it up, guys.
Okay, sorry.
You are fine. Mayor, I'm gonna share the screen. And let you do your thing. Give me 2 seconds. And we will fill these in and have them done. Is it sharing?
Getting there. All right. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So just.
Does it need to be bigger?
No, I think it's okay. You guys move in if you need to see it better, but we don't have to insert our name. That is just, we will, write that in. So we stop here at, so help me God. Okay, can you all see that? Move in, we can get cozy here. So raise your right hand and we'll just recite this together. I do
Solemnly swear that I will
protect
protect
and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Montana. And I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity, that I have not paid or contributed or promised to pay or contribute, either directly or indirectly, any money or other valuable thing to procure my office of mayor,
Deputy clerk,
Service officer.
council member.
Council member.
Thank you. Except for necessary and proper expenses expressly authorized by law, that I have not knowingly violated any election law of the state or procured it to be done by others on my behalf, that I will not knowingly receive, directly or indirectly, any money or other valuable thing for the performance or non-performance of any act or duty to my office, other than the compensation allowed by law, so help me God. All right, thank you, everyone.
Now,
Stacy?
Yes, ma'am.
I know that there was a delay, but you mumbled along with us, yes?
Yes, I
Okay.
did. I just muted it so that it wouldn't echo.
Awesome, thank you. Okay.
now, I move we adjourn this meeting.
I'll second that.
All right, meeting adjourned.
Thank you
And-
all. Good night.
You, Josh. and
Welcome
Carol, if you
aboard.
can stay for a few minutes.
Thank
Just
you
a
for
few-
serving, guys.
Thanks, Stacy.
Probably not. But, did tomorrow.
Hey, it's been good.
You too.
I'll see you around.